Hello and welcome to the Catching Pen once again. Again, a very busy program tonight. And part of the program we're going to be taking a look at the greyhound scene in Sweden, of all things. Disappointment, I guess, for some who might have been thinking we could have been looking at the au pair version, but no, definitely greyhound racing. We'll be reliving last night's semi-finals of the Maturity in Melbourne and also having a look at last Sunday's Greyhound of the Year from Victoria. But first up tonight, let's introduce you to Ron Arnold. How are you, Ron?
Very well, Dean, and certainly been another big week in greyhound racing. Of course, the great win yet again of Brett Lee last night, and he just continues to blow them away in literal terms.
Yeah, but sad news. Go Wild Teddy went around at Wentworth Park last night. Only just went around.
Yeah, certainly. Unfortunately, when you pick up this morning's paper and realise that he finished in 8th position, you don't have to be a road scholar to work out that something tragic has happened. And even though we haven't sort of got the official report from the kennels, but the veterinary report has diagnosed a drop back muscle, and I would hazard a pretty educated guess that is the end of the racing career of Go Wild Teddy, and it's certainly not what New South Wales wanted, I can assure you, after the retirement of Placard and now the loss of Teddy. As far as real genuine quality, we've slipped back a notch. No, it's
devastating news for Mark Bell. He was looking forward to the Easter egg this year. It was a race he thought he could win.
Well, Mark and Kim, they've and all the gang that are involved with that particular greyhound, and not just Teddy, like Mean Bean, broke down not that long ago. They're great for the sport. They love it. They enjoy the racing. We've seen the footage on this program of them in their celebratory mood, and it's tremendous. And I feel sorry for them. And to all of you, keep the chin up. Another one will come along. He mightn't be quite as good as Teddy, but you'll be back in the winner's circle shortly.
Mate, the young fellow sitting alongside you is going to tell us about greyhound racing in Sweden, and his name is Lincoln Moncrief. How are you, Lincoln?
I'm fine, Dean, and how are you?
Good, good. Now, a lot of people wouldn't have even known there was greyhound racing in Sweden. I know harness racing is big in that country, but greyhound racing?
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's just starting up. They've been gambling on. They have been racing for quite a while, like as long as we've probably been racing. But they're gambling on it, and it's just sort of coming to prominence just now. Yeah.
How did you get involved with the scene over there?
Well, we've been, as a family, been involved with greyhounds for since I've been a small boy, and my brother he hooked up with a Swedish girl, a fiance. He's now her fiance, Catherine, and there you go on screen. I was reckon Catherine at the Arc de Triomphe. And he's gone over there and sort of just with our interest with dogs over there, he sort of picked it up and went over there and went to see a few races and then thought he'd take up training over there, yeah.
All right,
got a few dogs from over here.
How long has he been over there?
He's been over there himself, probably 3.5, 4 years, I would imagine.
Oh, right.
Maybe longer.
So a fair while?
Yeah, he's been there a while. He's been going out with Catherine for a while.
All right. Now, you're on the program to tell us a bit about the strength of the greyhound scene over there, and I guess also as a bit of a recruitment officer, yeah. I suppose you're looking for greyhounds to travel to Sweden and do their future racing.
Yeah, definitely. There is I suppose a dearth in good dogs, in quality dogs over there in Sweden. So if we can send some dogs over there that they're not hopeless dogs. They've definitely got to have ability to be competitive. But the fact that we race with an inside hair, they race with an inside hair like our tracks. It gives us a decided advantage to send our dogs over there and for them to be quickly adapt and then sort of be successsul.
Mm. Some handy dogs are heading over there too, aren't they?
It's a couple of very handy dogs.
Yeah.
A couple of dogs from Victoria, to start with from the Hunter Valley, which is where we are from. Dylan, who was a brother of Dalala and John's Fury, he's going over there to there you go, there's Dylan. He's going over there to basically as a stud dog. There's a couple of dogs going over there as well. Fujilu, a Wentworth Park winner and a maiden performer in Watusi TV. And there's also a couple of dogs from Victoria going, a pretty promising stayer, a dog called Bluff Prince, and a couple of handy dogs from they all come from the Mills Kennel, but Murungi Storm and Murungi Dancer.
Now, Link, as far as track-wise, how many tracks do they have over there? How often do they race?
Well, at the moment it's winter, so there's only one track racing at the moment, which is a place called Landskrona. It's down south, so they can sort of get away with racing because it doesn't snow too much down there. But there's two main tracks, which are one in Stockholm and one in Gothenburg, which are the two main cities in Sweden. So, but there's 12 tracks. But the two main tracks do like the metropolitan tracks, I suppose, and that's where Rick does most of his racing. Yeah.
Now you say the emphasis is not on gambling, but more of a picnic-style race meeting. How do they fund their racing then without really concentrating on the gambling aspect?
It's backed by the government. It was a picnic sort of thing, and then now with picking up the gambling sort of thing, they put a bit of funds into it, and there's actually pretty good money in it now. For Class 1 dogs, when you go over there, you're rated on times. You don't sort of go on the amount of wins you have and all that sort of things. So you go on times, and you're rated to when Rick's dogs they went over there, they were comparatively pretty quick to their dogs, so they went into the Class 1 straight away. And $1,200 to win a race, $600 to run second is pretty good money. And
that's very handy prize
with
money.
only 6 runners. And
what distances, Link, do they predominantly go over?
Sprint distance is 320, 550, which is they're both the metropolitan tracks. They race over the same distance. It's 320, 550, and 780, which is a hard run, very hard run.
Of 780, wouldn't it?
And it's
all on loan.
Yeah, all on loan, and they don't have a catching pen sort of system, which is makes it that little bit more grueling, the 780 trip.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ron, I'm thinking that while Lincoln's here, I guess, to put out a few feelers for greyhounds, they might look at recruiting a few Aussie punters. That'll certainly give the gambling aspect a boost over there.
What about an Aussie race call? You've been a bit of a jet setter in your day.
I can't speak Swedish.
Yeah, you'd probably go well on the main street of Gothenburg. That was Batman's territory, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lincoln, now, if someone's got a greyhound that they think might be Swedish material, how do they go about getting the dog sent over there?
It's not a huge thing with quarantine and that sort of thing, so it's quite accessible for us to send dogs over there and sort of get them over there and be racing within a couple of months. So, but if they wanted to sort of contact me, Ricky's setting himself up as a trader over there, and he has lots of interest from the people in Sweden, just seeing that our dogs are quite competitive when they go over there. So they're trying to get a new market. So yeah, they can contact me and sort of we can sort of go from there. And Ricky's pretty keen on the idea, actually.
Do they have professional or trainers as such training dogs for other owners, or is it more the owners and you have a common trainer that'll look after the majority of the dogs?
Yeah, it's pretty much your common trainer, that sort of thing, your owner. And yeah, a lot of people, it is a fun sort of thing for the people over there, and it's not, the emphasis not on sort of even on winning and that sort of thing. They go there, and it's more of a, I suppose, like the dogs are the pets. A lot of the dogs, they live inside. A bitch that came to be served by my brother's dog, Real Revenge, she couldn't leave the dog with Ricky because she wouldn't leave her in the kennel. She had to stay in the house. The bitch had to stay in the house. So that was quite difficult.
Now, what about the neighbouring countries like Finland? I mean, is greyhound racing in that particular area, I guess, starting to really kickstart? It's
starting to, yeah. Actually, there was a Finnish guy who he actually came to Sweden to race because there was far more opportunity. He wanted to get into greyhound training, and it is just starting up in Sweden. So he thought that was a good option for him to go to Sweden. Yeah.
Lincoln, when will you be heading over there? I mean, are you keen to like your brother, to set up over there, perhaps link up with a Swedish girl?
Oh, yeah, you never know. You never know. You're not going to be steady. But I'd like to sort of go there on a yearly basis, probably. Go there, maybe set up a thing here where you can take dogs from here over there and sort of me do that sort of thing, and then go over there for a couple of months a year in summer, maybe. Why not? And do that sort of thing, and yeah, possibly get over there. I'd like to get over there before the end of the year. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a very exciting venture. You know, we're always looking at conquering new worlds, Ron, and why not Sweden?
Oh, it's tremendous, and of course, harness racing is, I think, the second most popular sport over in Sweden. Of course, in recent times, our harness horse, the trotter, Lyle Creek. There've been talk that he's going to go over there. So, you know, greyhound racing may never reach those particular heights, but it's got plenty of opportunity to take off.
Lincoln, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
And let's hope it goes well for you.
If I can help you with if you've got a dog out there that you think has got the ability and it might be able to be a success overseas, and by all means give me a call.
Good on you.
I can help you.
Right, that was Lincoln Moncrief joining us on the program tonight, telling us a bit about greyhound racing over in Sweden. We're about to take a break. Of course, the Easter egg is not all that far away. It kicks off in about 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah. And we're going to go to the break with one of our magic moments, Malawi Law winning the egg in '95.
This magic moment, so different and so new, but like any other.
Racing. Malawi Law came out well, so did Fleeting Gold, and also Rocking Romero showing all the speed to the first corner. Rocking Romero leads them round the first bend. Malawi Law is second, Jurassic Vapor the outside, and then Fleeting Gold followed by Railway Rocket. Off the track was Zazim, Will Back was Just Like Jack, and Patch Times last of all. Rocking Romero the leader. About 3 lengths Malawi Law running on. Getting into third place Railway Rocket, followed by Jurassic Vapor and Zazim. Malawi Law goes to Rocking Romero, and Malawi Law's final. Malawi Law wins brilliantly, getting up for second. Railway.
This magic moment, so different and so new, but like any other.
Hit it, baby, yeah!
Skychannel.com.au. Your complete racing station is now bigger and better than ever. And now Sky Channel introduces its new Sky Form service, giving you fast online access to comprehensive race form for all thoroughbred TAB meetings in Australia and New Zealand. You can also get Sky Channel's exclusive Sky ratings for every horse in every race. Sky Form, only at skychannel.com.au.
If you have a racing greyhound, you can't afford not to feed Calci D from VetSearch. Calci D provides the extra calcium a greyhound needs to withstand the punishment from constant racing. Calci D provides the complete bone-building package for your valuable greyhound. There's calcium, vitamin A, vitamin D, zinc and magnesium, ensuring that Calci D provides maximum bone strength.
Red meat and chicken are very low in calcium, so it's really important to feed a calcium supplement to growing pups, brood bitches and racing dogs. However, too much calcium is as bad as too little, particularly when young pups are growing quickly. One of the major advantages of Calci D is that the dose rate is based on the amount of meat you feed, so there's no risk of feeding too much or too little calcium.
Calci D is easy to use for greyhounds of all ages, from racetrack champions to puppies and brood bitches.
Calci D powder can be sprinkled over meat, and Calci D liquid can be mixed into milk, and both have a tasty, cheesy flavour that dogs seem to love. The best thing about Calci D liquid is that it has 50 times more calcium than milk.
Calci D is the complete calcium package that every greyhound needs. From puppies to racetrack champions, be sure you feed Calci D, another member of the top kennel of VetSearch products. And for a limited time, buy a 4 kilo tub of Calci D and receive a 350 gram tub of Betacell absolutely free.
They're racing True King.
True King gets the run of the week for his performance in winning a heat of the Maturity on Monday night. Despite a moderate start from box 6 and running into plenty of trouble, True King railed through on the home turn and grabbed the leaders in the shadows of the post to score an impressive victory.
Down the back they run, and the leader here was Arafura Blue. About 4 to Hail Harley, 3 away then came True King, followed for the back by our girl Greer. At the top of the straight, and it's Arafura Blue, the leader. Hail Harley and True King sailing up on the inside. The favourite will still get up. True King's got right through on the inside and got the prize.
That was a big win, Ron. True King last Monday in the heats of the Maturity.
Yeah, certainly a greyhound that's been going exceptionally well, and that is one greyhound I really hope that does come up to Sydney for the Easter egg. Yeah, now with a couple of greyhounds dropping away and still the question mark over Brett Lee, there's $100,000 on offer for someone, and you don't have to necessarily be a genuine second stringer. This greyhound's got a very big potential.
Tina Woman might take your comments on board. Well, the semi-finals of the Maturity were held last night at the Meadows. There were 4. Bretley, of course, was the attraction. Let's go to semi-final number 1, and the one to watch here is in box number 3.
Wide on the track there, Evan Jackson. Out of the straight, Abela Bar, the leader. Evan Jackson after it, followed for the back by Golden Tattoo. Behind them then Proven Gold, followed by Trendy Lee. About 5 lengths away then came Brandine, followed by Kane the Impaler, and tailed up would have been Punter's Reward. Coming off the back straight, and the leader was Aravada Bale. Going it after it was Golden Tattoo up on the inside. Golden Tattoo raced to the leader, the 4 at the back. In the straight though, Golden Tattoo clear it and win it from Proven Gold second.
Yeah, that incident at the back, Ron, didn't do the Sports Image all that good, did it?
No, it happens every now and then, unfortunately, but a good solid win to Golden Tattoo, and depending on where it draws in the final, it could be a good place chance.
Yeah, I like the run of the second dog, Proven Gold. I think he's got a big future. Galliano came from box 8 in the second semi-final. This was a very good performance. Watch him on the first turn as he avoids trouble.
Going quickly and wide out there is Galliano pushing through Oscar Jackson. They jam on the first turn and whipping around them. Galliano got across from the outside to lead. Final Conflict second, up to third on the inside as World Play. They were followed by Sandy Park, and then came Oscar Jackson, who's well back after a check, and then Regal Tiger third last off the back. 88 and Hayla Harley at the tail. The leader was Galliano, about 4 lengths in front, turning for home from World Play down the outside, but it's all Galliano, and Galliano 4 or 5 lengths World Play.
Yeah, too nippy there, Galliano, after riding that bump on the first turn and going on to win. Second dog's an interesting runner, World Play, trained by Ronnie Gilchrist.
Yes.
Eagle Hawk Star fame.
That's right, yes, certainly. But a very good win by that particular greyhound, Galliano. Not easy to get across all the time from box 8, and admittedly just got across, but shows a bit of pace early.
True King, we saw a few moments ago win last Monday, repeated the dose last night.
Going up fast on the outside is Big Ernie Erdles. It's going through on the inside, Worthy Memory now. Big Ernie Erdles across from the outside, goes across to lead, checking Worthy Memory, getting up on the inside, True King to second, down the back Big Ernie Erdles, through to True King, running on very well. Then old Desi Kesey, followed further back by Worthy Memory. Then came Chaucer Bar, Farlow's Rose, followed by Brookside Shiraz, and tailing at Weber Fire. Up goes True King on the outside of Big Ernie Erdles, the rails, old Desi Kesey, but True King gets the money. True King from Big Ernie Erdles, and close up old Desi Kesey.
Another strong performance by True King.
Well, he went underdogs at the first turn and then not frightened to go around. Shows a lot of track sense, and just repeating myself, I think the 520 at Wendy would right down his alley.
The runner-up there was Big Ernie Oodles, who we've mentioned a couple of times on this program in the past couple of months. I think a pretty much underrated dog. I mean, he's no champion, but he's such an honest galloper.
That's right. Well, the quality of fields are tremendous in this series, and that's even the ones that run the placings. They're worth following as they go around the provincials.
Ron, the Roadrunner went around in heat or semi-final number 4, Brett Lee from box 2, and this was absolutely devastating.
And take the early lead over Arafura Blue. Draco Star getting up on the inside to be second, going to the back straight, and Bretley on the lead, on the lure in the lead by about 8 lengths down to Draco Star, followed by Elvis Jackson third. Then Speedy Silcab further back would have been Miracle Knight. Well back then came Gresford, followed by Liskin at the tail. Arafura Blue, but it's Bretley well clear, about 12 lengths in front, turning home from Draco Star, but Bretley down to the lines, going to win it by about 8 lengths to Draco Star.
Brett Lee clocked 29.59, and Ron, you got to spare a thought for the cameraman when he goes around trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, certainly marvellous. Well, you got to really spare the thought for the other 7 people in the race with their greyhounds. Like you'd absolutely neck yourself as soon as the draw comes out and you found that you're up against him. You know the best you're going to do at the moment, second prize.
Yeah, Draco Star's a pretty smart dog. He ran second, but couldn't get within QE of him.
No, he's a freak, and even last night I happened to be at Canterbury races, and when that particular race was on, you could tell the crowd, they gathered around to watch, and the word is spreading on Brett Lee.
Which is good to get interest from followers of the other codes in the sport. I mean, greyhound people generally would know who Sunline was and would know who Lyell Creek was, but not too many thoroughbred people perhaps would know who Brett Lee is.
No, you're right. The rank and file punter that's in the TABs of all the nation states every day, yeah, they know, and they were out there last night and pretty well in force, and they were there in the front of the monitors watching him.
Final on Saturday night. Perhaps it's not a case of just going around and collecting the first prize. I mean, what's he strung together now, about 8 or 9 on the trot, so he's probably due to drop one, but probably not Saturday.
It's one of those things, Dean. It's literally got to be miss the jump bad or strike trouble. But again, he struck a bit of trouble last week. and he still overcome that to blitz him. So that's really all it's going to bring him. I don't believe the dog will get beat himself.
Yeah. Now, Go Wild Teddy is out of play. Do you think Darren McDonald, if he wins the maturity with Brett Lee, might decide to come to Sydney?
Oh, my heart would certainly tell me that I'd love to see him come up, but my head tells me that I don't think he'll be here.
No. Right, that's the maturity semi-final wrap. We're about to head around the various states for the various reports.
It's been a busy time here in WA over the last few days for the chief executives and delegates from right around the country with the ANZ GRA conference and also the AGRA Chief Executive Officers Conference. The Honorary Secretary of the ANZ GRA is also our very own Ken Norquay. Ken, has been a busy time here in Perth.
It has, Craig. We've had a ANZGA conference on Friday, and this morning and right through the afternoon we had the AGRA CEOs here from all around Australia to deal with matters of interest.
Obviously it's a national level and national importance for everyone. What's come out of the conferences?
Well, today was very important. It's the preliminary discussion on the dates for 2002. One of the main things for the industry nationally is that we try and avoid clashes of races like Group 1 races, Group 2 races and the like. And we've basically achieved that with some minor modifications. We go back to another meeting prior to the annual meeting, and they'll be all ratified then.
I remember in Launceston last year we trialled a green rug. Has that progressed anywhere?
Yes, it did. That was on the agenda yesterday, and it's been confirmed that the ANZGA will actually move to the lime green 6th rug as of January 1, 2002, replacing 6th the brown. And we're hopeful that that will be ratified by the AGM at their conference in September.
Obviously a busy time. Also the stewards have been here, the rules subcommittee looking at the Australia-wide rules. Anything coming out of that?
Yes, there will be a few rule changes. There's a procedure that they have to go through. They have to be verified by lawyers before they'll actually be put through to the AGM in September. Likelihood of rule changes is always on the cards with changing patterns in racing, and that will take place at the AGM and will probably be adopted for a few rule changes to take place on January 1 as well, 2002.
Hello from Queensland once again, and the biggest race in this neck of the woods at the moment is the Rodlow Car Company Vince Curry Memorial Maiden. It's in progress at Ipswich, and we have 4 semi-finals coming up there this Tuesday night. One that really caught my eye last week in the heats was the greyhound that was actually the slowest winner. It might sound bizarre to say the slowest winner is a dog you're going to tip to win the final, but have a look at this. Pacific Style, trained by Martin Hallinan. Box number 4 gave the leaders a big start mid-race, flashing through along the inside, and comes away to win comprehensively.
And flying home Pacific Style. If it wins, it'll be a big run, and it's got a huge effort. Pacific Style steamed home to beat Warm.
Up in the north of Queensland, the Cairns Derby will be run next Saturday night, so good luck to everybody participating in that classic up in the north of the state. And in central Queensland, the BJ Car Sales Youngstar Classic isn't too far away in Rockhampton, so keep an eye out for that one. They're offering pretty good money there. And a bit closer to where I stand here, Capalaba have reintroduced the Youngstar Classic. That's coming up in early April with a service to Ballistic Jet. Compliments of Paul and Wendy Felgate to the winning connections there. Next Thursday night at Albion Park, we'll see the heats of the Ideal Electrical Suppliers Queensland Futurity. There'll be 4 heats of those. All of Queensland's top liners, or most of them, are sidelined at the moment, and with the noms for the Golden Easter Egg due very, very shortly, Zability, Winged Runner and Fly Fast won't be there. They're all on the ill list, or the injury list at the moment, and Flyfast in particular, we thought we might be bouncing back very shortly. Shirley Wilkes was telling me on Thursday night Flyfast will still be out of action for around about another 7 weeks. Okay, looking for a best bet, let's try Albion Park this week, the Monday night program, and I'll suggest to you that Quinn the Eskimo will be very hard to beat. They're a winner on Thursday night, trained by Mark Sale, so if you'll pardon the pun, let's hope that Quinn the Eskimo doesn't leave us out in the cold. We'll catch you next week.
The Warragul Cup, of course, the highlight of proceedings. Before we have Warragul, Friday night at Geelong, we had an early close to proceedings down there. The meeting was called off after race number 8 when we had a power failure. A severe storm whipped the track, and well, we gave it about 15 or 20 minutes or so, and we were in complete darkness, and then Power Corps couldn't guarantee they could restore the power in time for us to complete the meeting before a satisfactory time, so the remaining 4 races on the program had to be cancelled from Geelong. As to the focal point for greyhound racing is at Warragul for the heats of the Warragul Cup, and let's go back there to last Tuesday night. A rarity there at Warragul. It's quite it's a regular occurrence, of course, that the heat winners, some of the heat winners, if not all, were swabbed, but there were no samples taken from any of the winners, or there were no samples taken at all at Warragul last Tuesday night. I think samples were taken from practically all other meetings right around the state. So that's a rarity in greyhound racing, that happening at Warragul last Tuesday night. Obviously there's a good reason for that. We'll try and find that out.
In racing, the term mudlark is often used to describe a certain type of horse. Richard, what type of horse is this?
A mudlark's a horse that likes a wet track. They like to run in the wet conditions. Some say it's to do with their breeding, other people say it's to do with the length of their stride. No one really knows, but if the punters see a horse that's a mudlark and the track's wet, you get on.
Start the test. Cue the ball. Release the boy. Attach the toddler. Send in the husband.
Hi, honey. I'm home. What's for dinner?
Ingham have worked hard to make Ingham Chicken Solutions easy, no matter what life throws at you. Easy chicken solutions for the real world.
In front is Just the Best. Start cheering, folks, for the new Queensland star. Just the Best wins the Vince Curry by 12 lengths.
Just the Best about 4 lengths in front of Bob's One, and Just the Best back to the hometown gives a dazzling display. Look at this bloke go. Just the Best tearing away. He's won by about 14 lengths.
Do you have your hair colour treated? Seedle have a wonderful breakthrough for you. Apply new Seedle colour infusing shampoo in between colour treatments. It will add extra colour to your hair, boosting its colour level. Then apply new Seedle colour infusing conditioner and give your hair a magical shine. Use once or twice weekly in between colour treatments. Indulge yourself with Seedle colour infusing shampoo and conditioner. You will be excited with the results.
Sky Channel and the NCA are working on an agreement to broadcast their meetings. Sky Channel ceased broadcasting NCA meetings in early January when it was unable to negotiate a renewal of the NCA contract, which expired in June last year. Sky Channel Chief Executive Jeff Watt said that the restored Sky Channel vision to the NCA tracks of Wentworth Park on Monday night and Singleton last night was a gesture of good faith. And still on the NCA, there are reports that the National Coursing Association is looking at purchasing the former home of soccer in Newcastle, Breakers Stadium. This adds even more intrigue to the Hunter Valley Premier Track saga, with time running out for the dual code upgrade of the Maitland Showground. Victoria's reigning Greyhound of the Year, Austy's Joker, is once again battling a liver infection. The infection was picked up after his below-par performance at Bendigo. However, trainer Simon Barker is confident that the star stayer will continue to improve during the Forbes Fashion Series. While on Victoria, there's been some suggestions that they're struggling for greyhounds. Yes, you heard correctly, struggling for greyhounds. Well, in a sense this is true, but it's not because, as some would have you believe, things are on a downward spiral. Alarm bells started to ring when nominations had to be extended for a recent city meeting, and this was again the case concerning last Thursday's Sandown fixture. But the GRV's racing and operations manager Bob Smith told us on Friday there is nothing to be alarmed about. An outbreak of kennel cough has put a strain on recent greyhound numbers, and this is the only reason that some venues have had to extend noms. But rest assured, there are definitely no cracks starting to appear in Victoria's mighty greyhound empire. And it seems Brett Lee's recent spate of record times has caused a bit of a stir in Uncle Sam land. The Americans claimed recently that a greyhound by the name of Be My Bubba holds the world record for 1,650 feet or 550 yards at the Bluffs Run track in the state of Iowa at 29:33. 550 yards is the accepted sprint distance in the States. In Australia, 550 yards equates to approximately 508 metres. And when a certain greyhound show host mentioned to his American friends that a black bullet by the name of Brett Lee covered 515 metres in 28.87, the response was less than flattering. 515 metres converts to some 558 yards, which makes Be My Bubba's effort look pretty ordinary. A report in the recent Greyhound Update magazine about Brett Lee's performance in Adelaide has drawn a somewhat mocked response. Brett Lee's existence has almost been questioned. A tape has been requested about this so-called wonder dog.
They don't like it, Ron. They don't like the idea of an Aussie dog being the fastest dog in the world. And I had it put to me about 2 weeks ago that perhaps we were making too much of the fact and blowing Brett Lee's bags too much, and how on earth could we determine that a local dog is the world's fastest dog? Well, the Yanks have been doing it for years. And if we're not going to blow the bags of our own dogs, who is?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I think the shoe was the same, the greyhound that ran the time at Harold Park some 20 years ago. I think that was a world record, and it was over here, so, you know, Yankee Doodle dandy.
Anyway, a tape will be going over, and we'll verify there is a dog by the name of Brett Lee going around in Australia. Okay, the Greyhound of the Year last night in South Australia, and we had an unprecedented result. We had a tie for first. Pristine Raider and Webster Bale. It's never happened before, but both dogs certainly deserve the accolades. Pristine Raider started racing about May, and he's just gone from strength to strength. 32 starts, he's won 22 of them by Oak Raider from Pristine Vision, and of course Webster Bale knocked up winning feature races, and the highlight of his career was the SA Sprint Championship back in November. But Ron, they say a greyhound's worth at stud isn't verified until he produces one as good as himself, and I think Oak Raider has done that with Pristine Raider. Yeah, certainly, and it's great for South Australia. I think you know, the last 12 or 18 months in South Australian greyhound racing, they've had a real lift. The quality of greyhound certainly has taken a good step up. When they've travelled, they've had a bit of success in other states, and you know, they have got a good period ahead of them. Okay. Other awards handed out last night. Colin Wachtel romped away with the Tab Trainers Award, preparing 172 winners. Bob Irvine took out the City Strike Rate Leading Trainer Award with a strike rate of 39%. Bob, of course, owns Coulter Bandit and Coulter Molly, Coulter Pine, and he's had a tremendous couple of years. The SA Young Person's Achievement Award went the way of Matthew Payne, but repeating, Pristine Raider and Webster Bale joint winners of the South Australian Greyhound of the Year. Ron, you've got some news on the Easter egg? Yeah, we should mention, of course, to all trainers right around Australia that nominations for this year's Golden Easter Egg will close this coming Friday with the New South Wales GBOTA. So please give it some thought, everybody out there, if you want to come to New South Wales to take on the strength as far as $100,000 worth is concerned, and it'll be a great series irrespective of a couple of greyhounds that are not going to be there. It'll still be wonderful. It's probably the best race in Australia. I know I'm going to upset a few of my Victorian friends down there, but we'll fly that flag as the #1 race. What's new? What's new? Yeah, what's new, exactly. And of course there's $100,000 up for grabs. And it looks like it's going to be the last Easter egg with the brown rug, so I'll be quite emotional at the presentation. If 6 the brown wins, I'll have a tear in my eye. 6 the lime. It sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Eh? 6 the lime. Lucky you give away race calling, mate. Speaking of Greyhound of the Years, Victoria, of course, held theirs last Sunday night at a gala event. It was an emotional time for Simon Barker, who, of course, owns and trains the eventual winner, Austy's Joker. Let's go to the break with this special report.
The Greyhound of the Year ball is the GRV's Night of Nights. Anybody who's anybody in the industry is there. This year, however, being a masquerade ball, there was a touch of spice added to the evening, with most getting right into the spirit. Among the fun and frivolity was the announcement of the major awards. The usual suspects of Paul Wheeler and Graham Bate were the state's leading owner and trainer respectively.
We have 180 dogs in work, and there's
As anyone would imagine, there's a tremendous amount of work. 7 days a week now, we get no days off at all since we changed to Saturday night and Sunday night racing. In particular, my wife Beverly, since the GST come in, we've really, their workload's increased something incredible. And also, over the years, one of my great skills in training dogs has been the checking of the dogs, and one bloke in this room tonight that really helped me tremendous and taught me how to manipulate dogs and do all my own checking, which is, as anybody in greyhounds knows, it's so important, is Neil Mora. And I've always been indebted to him, and I've never ever really thanked him in front of a crowd. He knows what he's done, and he knows the way that he helped me for many years when I first started in greyhound racing, and I really would like to thank Neil personally.
The Young Trainer of the Year was taken out by Dominic Crisafi. Also on the night, creating huge excitement, was the introduction of the Ken Carr Medal, named in honour of an administrative icon in the Code of Victoria.
The first, or the inaugural Ken Carr Medal, is being awarded to the Greyhound Rating 1, owned by Mr Brett Keating.
And a worthy winner to the inaugural Ken Carr Medal. Rating 1 has recorded an amazing 50 wins, including the Vic Breeders and Cranbourne Puppy Classic. The main event of the evening, however, was the announcement of the Victorian Greyhound of the Year. Vying for the honour was one of the best lineups in the history of the award, which included Champion, Canton Bale, Dutchie's Angel, Arvo's Express, and by far the crowd favourite, Ostie's Joker.
And it gives me great pleasure to declare Ostie's Joker the year 2000 Victorian Greyhound of the Year.
Oh, it was a great year last year, Neil. He just swept everything before him. He won all the major ones, and he's proved tonight he was the best dog last year, and I'm just so rapt.
The panel found him a pretty easy winner, 25 votes to Canton Bale 10. Very decisive, the voting.
Very decisive. So, all I can say about that is that there was 6 or 7 knowledgeable people who voted. It's not the owners or trainers or people, dogs, knowledgeable people voted on it. And yes, he won quite decisively.
You enjoyed the roller coaster ride and the national distance champion and many feature events right around Australia, starting in Adelaide early in the year, and he just kept producing his very best, didn't he?
Oh, he really did. And as most people know, I've been on Sky Channel a lot, and he had a liver virus around those main races and had to run with it with not as much work as I should give it to him. And the most amazing thing about it all is that he won them, and actually nearly when I got him right, that's when he started getting beat. It was just an amazing, amazing year, Neil.
If you have a racing greyhound, you can't afford not to feed Calci D from VetSearch. Calci D provides the complete bone building package with calcium, vitamin A, vitamin D, zinc and magnesium, ensuring that Calci D provides maximum bone strength. Calci D is easy to use for greyhounds of all ages, from racetrack champions to puppies and brood bitches. And for a limited time, buy a 4 kilo tub of Calci D and receive a 350 gram tub of Beta Cell absolutely free.
It takes a lot to keep Australia moving, to keep the wheels of industry turning even while your family sleeps. Behind the scenes, you'll find SEW Eurodrive, the company providing drive solutions to almost every part of Australian industry. From the smallest application to the largest installation with uncompromising German quality. Assembled and serviced via a network spanning Australia. Call now to discuss your drive requirements. SEW Eurodrive, the drive to keep you up and running.
I'm Michael Kadamani from the Melbourne Oyster Bar.
Ladies, this man is passionate about his seafood.
Come to lunch at the Melbourne Oyster Bar. and try a dozen Tasmanian Pacific oysters.
Imagine the effect. At least the Tasmanian Pacific is a slow-release oyster.
Enjoy our new menu and decor, and try the freshest seafood.
So when he gets home after that business lunch, the first one will be kicking in.
The Melbourne Oyster Bar. Taste the passion.
With slow-release oysters, the passion lasts.
And racing, slow to begin, Flood Fawn on the inside, winning at Court of Law. Up on the outside goes Amiel Bale, Conmara Lad and Flood Fawn right behind them, settling over Jambalaya Boy, Paris Train, Bucks Night. Last and wide, Vita Assassin coming off the back, and Flood Fawn hooks wide now, comes after the front runner Amiel Bale, followed by Court of Law, Paris Train and Conmara Lad, but Flood Fawn after missing the start drove to the front, and the favourite Race Clear, Flood Fawn wins by a big margin over Paris Train and Amiel Bale.
Yeah, 24-13 recorded by Flood Fawn, who of course is trained by Peter Giles, and she has been nothing sort of sensational for her connections. One of the most consistent animals I think we've seen for a long time.
Yes, certainly, and travelled around, and a greyhound that just always there. When the big ones come around, sticks a nose in all the time.
Exactly, like some people we know.
I don't know. I'll have to talk off the air about that one.
Big Smig went around in a heat on Tuesday night. In fact, he recorded the fastest time of the night from box 3.
Big Smig got out brilliantly from the threes, getting a clear run to the first corner, the favourite. It should be all over from there. Up to third goes Miss Danchiro, followed by Dermy's Legend, then Davian. Crytara Jack, followed by Conmara Spice and St Ives, but Big Smig has often gone on the corner, and the favourite raced his way to a final place in the Cup. Well clear of Brookside Lois, down the outside as Davian. On the rail, Miss Danchiro, but Big Smig walks in.
Other than Brett Lee, Ron, I don't think there's a better dog on a one-turn track in the country.
Yeah, no, he's a greyhound that's been going very, very well. There is a dog I've got a little bit of a soft spot that you'll see in this particular final. No Intent, from the same kennel as Brett Lee. Blistering speed early. I don't think it's a greyhound in recent times has led the dog in 8 or 9 starts.
Yep.
And not badly drawn outside of Big Smig, because he can sometimes miss the start, and he might just get a card across.
Well, he was the only dog to break the 24-second mark in the heats, Big Smig. He went 23.78, but I think he's just beautifully placed out there in box 7 because he's going to get time to balance up. Even if No Intent gets across him, I just think Big Smig will follow him across and run him down.
Yeah, that certainly could happen. No, I've got no doubt, but I think No Intent will lead.
Big raps on Audrey Elaine, which will come from box number 2. It's only lightly raced. It's only had 8 starts, but won 6 of them by Awesome Assassin, and a greyhound going places. Recently won a race at Sandown by 13 lengths. Got a ton of ability. Whether it's seasoned enough to beat the Big Smigs and the No Intents in the Cup remains to be seen.
It's a terrific field, and it'll be a wonderful race. And it's a second stringer in some respects behind Maturity Week, but it's still a tremendous effort for these provincial cups down there in Victoria.
Now the Forbes Series is also currently being run in Victoria, and we're going to take a look here at Bentley Babe, winning heat number 4.
Third, Frosty Friday. Not far away, Medallia Star. Well back in the race, Chopper Twan. The 2 favourites are a mile back, Osty's Joker and Proven Dream. And back with them as he's best. Down the back they go. And the tearaway leader, Rare Rhythm, out by 5 lengths over Tennessee McGee. A length and a half, Frosty Friday. 6 away, Chopper Twan. Well back in the race, Osty's Joker in company with Medallia Star. Well back also as he's best, and back at the rear, Proven Dream. Around the turn, and Rare Rhythm the leader. Out by 2 lengths over Tennessee McGee. Late down the outside, Frosty Friday. Not into Osty's Joker, but the reserve runner's going to take it out. Rare Rhythm wins by 2. Second, Frosty Friday. Working home late for third was Osty's.
My apologies, that was Rare Rhythm winning, but Bentley Babe took out the other heat on the night. There was only about a half a length between them on times, and we also saw Osty's Joker going around, reported in the news that he's suffering from a liver infection.
Yes, and we should congratulate the Osty's Joker camp on the success of that greyhound, taking out the greyhound of the year, given a lot of fun to a lot of viewers around Australia. And let's hope Middley's getting on in age now, so let's hope we can get up for that Sandown Cup, and best of luck to the Barker boys.
The Vince Curry Memorial Series is currently on at Ipswich, and let's have a look at one of the heats from last Tuesday night, Majora's Mask, which came from box number 7.
Wide out here, look at Majora's Mask burn. Yes, it's going to cross them. Out of the straight and the favourite goes away. Majora's Mask by 2. Mockingbird Hill's in hot pursuit. 2 lengths away, 3 or 4 now it is to Belinda Brandon. Followed by Karaki Kid and then came Rapid Mission. Flashing Gale, Buzz Bomb and Ebony Lad the last one. But Majora's Mask going very, very strongly. Safely holding Mockingbird Hill at the moment, you'd reckon. And then came Belinda Brandon. In front, Majora's Mask. Mockingbird Hill running a huge race. But Majora's Mask gets in by a length. Mockingbird Hill second. And I venture to say we have just...
Couple of smart pups there, Ron. I think Paul mentioned in his call that we could be looking at a couple of potential stars.
I certainly like the run of the runner-up, actually. Mockingbird Hill just crossed at the first turn, which, you know, they pinch a little bit of a break, but stuck to the rails and come home again very well. So, yeah, a couple of dogs that will follow through the rest of the series.
And that series continues on Tuesday at Ipswich. At Angle Park on Thursday night in Adelaide, 2 semi-finals of the Breeders' Plate were run. Let's have a look at the first of those. Likely Excuse, whistling across from box 7.
Congolia Miss has gone to second, charging around the outside of them. Black Jaggers moving up to second spot. Going with it was Universal Lady. 3 further back in the race then came Ken Kenya, followed by Lansley Blue, Born Nicky, and a mile back was Lonesome Warrior. Front runner is Likely Excuse, but Black Jagger about to move up on the outside. There, 6 in front of Universal Lady, and then Congolia Miss. Likely Excuse, how much left in the tank? Black Jagger coming after her, but Likely Excuse is pulling away. Likely Excuse won at 2 lengths, Black Jagger. Third was Universal Lady, maybe...
Another accomplished performance by Likely Excuse, who recently won the St Ledger, was also a finalist in the Adelaide Cup. I liked the run of the second dog, Black Jagger, because he missed the kick and missed it hopelessly, and then he had to work overtime to get up there, and to be beaten a couple of lengths on the line, I think was a very good performance.
Yeah, well, the winner obviously has a good raps on it. Speaking with Hilton Donaldson, actually, Dean, through the week, and Hilton named Likely Excuse as one of 2 greyhounds from SA that could come across to the Easter egg and be very competitive. So if Mike Whitholes is watching this program tonight, you've got a few days to put the nom in, mate. You're getting big raps off HD.
Good. Aussie Magic took out semi-final number 2 from box number 2. This was perhaps the weaker of the 2 semis.
And driving across from the outside, Chili Hot. Oh, Chili Hot with great acceleration is going to clear out and lead 4 or 5 as they head to the back. Racing in second spot was Aussie Magic. Getting underneath it there was Mighty Vortex. On the outside, Cabernet Angel. The favourites are well back. 4 or 5 back to Hala Harley in company with Vicky's Legend, Light of Life. As they come up towards the home turn, it's Chili Hot in front. Running after it quickly now, Aussie Magic. Chili Hot in front. Aussie Magic went to it. Coming home well was Mighty Vortex, but Aussie Magic racing away. And Aussie Magic won by 3 lengths, Mighty Vortex. Chili Hot third.
Likely Excuse will come from box number 3 and Black Jagger from box 8. I think they're the 2 main hopes in the final. Look, if Black Jagger's going to beat Likely Excuse, he's going to have to jump on terms with her.
Yeah, well, I must admit the 2 greyhounds have been going very well, but I'll go with Hilton. He's a pretty good judge in eyes of many people.
All right.
And I'll go with Likely Excuse.
It sounds like he's put in for the manager's job for the Likely Excuse camp.
Well, when I spoke to him, I won't give him up, but he was tossing a head and a tail when I was talking to him.
Okay. Let's hope she comes to Sydney, because she's the type of dog that would be suited around Wentworth Park, and importantly, the Ellison boxes are used at Angle Park.
Exactly right, and they will be there for the Easter egg. And actually, Amiga Pilgrim is another greyhound that got a few raps as far as coming across, so let's certainly hope that, I think it's Des Hockley, I think trains that particular greyhound. Let's hope that that's another one that could come from SA and make it a real good national race.
Right, that was the week that was. We're about to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have a look at our best bets for the upcoming week.
Racing now. Ty Charm has stepped okay. It's a good even line. I'm an Actress began nicely. Insect Bale drives up, goes to the lead at the first corner. Setting up on the outside was Inveruru Star. 3 to Ty Charm. Answer followed by Naduran Bale, Odd Knock and Havel Reward last of all. Down the back and on the outside, Inveruru Star took over. Second place to Inspect Bale. Ty Charm pulled to the outside. And then Odd Knock and Answer as they come to the home corner. Inveruru Star. Ty Charm's gobbling it up and Ty Charm gets up to win it. Ty Charm wins from it.
Tune into Sky Racing for some great products from our merchandise catalogue. Why not try a Sky Racing Telly Tee? Or this stylish baseball cap? On those hot summer nights, cool down in this Hawaiian shirt. And to zoom in on all the action at the track, there's the Tasco binoculars. There's also stubby holders and key rings to choose from, so call 1-800-251-710 and have your credit card details handy to purchase one of these great products.
Just the Best about 4 lengths in front of Box 1, and Just the Best back to the hometown gives a dazzling display. Look at this bloke go. Just the Best tearing away. He's won by about 14 lengths.
Bonjour. I am from Switzerland. Oh, people say we make the best chocolate in the world. They say your wine, yes, it's always okay, but the best chocolate is from Switzerland. These people, they don't know the real Australia. Je n'ai pas les mots. Chin chin.
And I did quite well at school until the age of about 14, until I got addicted to greyhound racing and the form guides, and then I used to bring the form guide along to school, and instead of doing my mathematics session, I'd be pulling out the form guide, working out 20 bucks at 6 to 4 and 40 bucks at 9 to 4, and the teacher sprung me a few times, and he said to me, Gary, it's either the form guide or the textbooks. And I said, well, you can shove the textbooks where the sun don't shine. That's what I said.
Yeah, Gary Wilson there, Ron, and that was a little bit of a preview to what we can expect next week. We're going to present a story on Gary Wilson and, of course, Wooly Wilson.
Yeah, that was tremendous footage, really, and it'll be a great story next week for those that have followed greyhound racing in Sydney. Probably in the last sort of 35 years, Gary was all but a household name, particularly with many of the race callers. Of course, he was wonderful friends of the late Ray Conroy. He owned greyhounds with Ian Craig and the likes of Frank Kennedy and Ray Warren, Graham McNeese. Gary was just there. He could tell a joke like no one else could. It was just incredible. He walked into a room and he just captured people's imagination, and it's great to see him, looking well and going well over in Western Australia. I haven't seen him for many, many years, but it'll be a tremendous story next week.
And of course, Wooly Wilson was a fabulous dog.
Yes, he certainly was. He was a strikingly marked black and white greyhound, and of course, along with Gary, and I think trained by Alan Chauncey, if my memory serves me right. I know Alan had a few greyhounds training for Gary, and as I say, he had a great repertoire with all the callers, and a super dog. The crowd loved Wooly, and no doubt there'll be some footage of that greyhound next week as well.
That's coming up in next Sunday's show. Best bets now, and I'm going to Wentworth Park tomorrow night. Race 8, number 1, Worldly Man. I think this is his race. He's won 7 from 22. He's got a PB at Wenty of 30 and 40. And I really do think from the red tomorrow night that he is the dog to beat and can get the prize for us.
Yes, I'll stick with Wentworth Park tomorrow night, and a greyhound that's been going very, very well in race 2, number 2, Banner Park. 11 starts, 5 wins, 30 and 36. Is starting to learn to race, I believe, Dean, at Wentworth Park a little bit better, and a greyhound that now, as far as New South Wales are concerned, he is one that could go through the grades and really mix it with the best of them over the next month or so.
You know what I've realised with these good oil tips, if they don't win first up, they invariably win next time out when we're supposedly not on.
Well, that's the idea of it, I suppose. All the smart judges out there, they wait that extra start and they get the overs.
Ron, last night at Wentworth Park, tragic news with Go Wild Teddy, but we saw a very exciting youngster re-emerge last night in Bronze Token going over the distance.
Yes, certainly distance racing seems to be going quite well just in Sydney at the present moment, with a few greyhounds coming through, and yeah, there's a couple of good races not that far away. Let's hope when Sandown Cup time comes around, I think it's in May, that New South Wales got good representation.
Well, Pearl Ricky won again last night. It's going
exceptionally well. Yeah, no, going very, very well. But yeah, certainly sad news with Go Wild Teddy, and it's just one of those things. It's really not what Sydney wanted at this present stage, and obviously, as I mentioned before, with the premature retirement of Placard, let's face it, I suppose if Brett Lee doesn't come and there's no Go Wild Teddy, Placard could easily have had the Easter egg on the mantelpiece.
Yep. Just before we go, Easter egg nominations closing late this week?
Yeah, this Friday morning at 9:30 with the GBATA office, so make sure you get them in well and truly before Friday. $100,000 first prize. The series kicks off on the 31st of March, and then the big final, of course, Easter Saturday night, which is a big day in Sydney with the Derby and Doncaster $8 million day at the Gallops. Back it up for those that come for that and come out and watch the big one on the night.
It'll be a wonderful weekend.
And your race caller's day at Moss Vale is probably not that far away. It usually coincides.
Yeah, that's April the 7th.
There'll be a good roll-up down there, no doubt, with G. Tonkin and co.
Yeah, well, I know Tonks is working hard on getting a gathering of callers from right around the country, but I haven't heard how he's going.
Oh, he'll get there. It'll be a big day. You've been down a couple of times?
I went last year, first time last year.
It's a good day.
Time. Called race, I think, race 19.
Race 19.
Dogsy was complaining because he got race 17, but I got two later.
Oh, well, let's hope all the race callers around the nation can come together. And then, of course, Wentworth Park, you'll have semi-final night of the Easter egg, so no doubt the boys will back up and it'll be a big day.
Mate, talk to you in a fortnight.
Pleasure to do so.
Catch you again next Sunday on The Catching Pen.
Hit it, baby, yeah!
Skychannel.com.au. Your complete racing station is now bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, baby. All right. Groovy, baby.
Have you seen us lately?
Hit it, yeah!
You'll be glad you did.
Samantha was born with cerebral palsy. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. But it meant for the rest of her life, Samantha would need help. The condition doesn't touch her mind, just her body. The Spastic Centre needs funding to help those living with cerebral palsy. They'll know you helped. The Spastic Centre, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Happiness, something in my own place. I'm steady naked, smiling, I feel no disgrace with who I am. Happiness coming and going. I watch you look up and watch my feet are growing. I know just who I am.
The STC. Gates are back and they're racing in the Guineas. Sporting Scribe wide out. The Universal Prince off the back, 600 out of the colours with a mighty run. Universal Prince moved up, grabbed the lead, and he raced away from Dynamite. And Universal Prince won the Guineas and Poison's in the lead.
I hope you understand.
Oh, what a night of racing it was last night at Canterbury Park in Sydney, the running of the Canterbury Guineas, the Daily Telegraph Canterbury Guineas, and the success of Universal Prince. And wasn't it a pumped-up Justin Sheehan who came back to scale? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Racing Retro. We're going to check out the big night of racing last night at Canterbury. Also, all the action over the weekend, a lot to get through. And thanks for having us at your place this morning. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the panel. Joe McKinnon, who was there last night in all her glory. It was a wonderful night. Good morning.
It was a fantastic night, a great start to the STC's carnival over the next few weeks, and a devastating win by Universal Prince, which we'll talk about more shortly.
We certainly will, Joe. I know he's championed to get back into the saddle, and we're delighted to have him back on the show with us. Sky panellist for the Retro Show, Darren Beedman, joins us back on the show. Welcome, little brother.
Thanks, big brother. Can I chat?
How are you?
Good. Terrific, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait to... What'd you do last night?
I was a lounge room lizard last night.
That's not hard to do, is it?
No, it was just wall-to-wall racing.
And I might say hallelujah, because none other than our very own John Tapp is back on the show with us this morning. It's like old times, Jono. How are you?
Well, it's good to be back, Shad. I have missed the camaraderie generated by this warm and friendly studio. I have missed my weekly dose of the feminine charms of Joe McKinnon. And I've also missed the inane ramblings that come from some sections of the Melbourne panel.
Which is my cue to say a very special welcome and good morning to Richard Friedman and also Keith Hillier. And Keith, where is your note?
My note? My note?
Were you with us last week?
Oh, I was at a tutor. I went up there to the cup. It was great. Look, you mentioned Justin Sheehan, and good morning to you all. No wonder he was elated. He later described his winner as his retirement fund. And I think, Rich, that only Hit the Roof stands in the path of Universal Prince for a clean sweep.
No, don't get all that. One horse, one event. It's very, very good win, but there's lots of other racing going on. Lots of water to go under the bridge, Keith. And when it comes to inane ramblings, I bow to a greater authority, John Tapp.
Now, mate, okay, you've started off on the right leg. You're talking about one race, one event. Have you forgotten the Spring Champion Stakes last spring at Randwick?
I haven't forgotten the Derby in Melbourne.
Mate, it was a wet track, Richard. The track in Melbourne was rain affected. This horse is not half the horse if there's one bit of give in the ground.
You know what? You never want to get too excited about one horse when you're talking about derbies, because anything can happen to one horse. One gate doesn't open, one horse doesn't misses the kick and doesn't jump away, one horse gets interfered with, one horse.
I think you were a bad lizard last night. You could not have been watching, Rich.
I watched
3.5 lengths last and won.
It was impressive.
Okay.
But never mind.
Well, we'll discuss it more, won't we, John? Why don't we just check it out? Let's have a look at Universal Prince's last to first victory in
Sporting
the Daily
Scribe the
Telegraph.
deepest. Two-link Scenic Warrior Inspire on the fence looking for a run. Sir Clive's getting to the outside and Universal Prince is on his heels as they turn the bend. In the straight, Fubu, 5 abreast. The rail led the way. Dynamite the Kiwi went after him from Tempest Morn. Inspire on the fence. They were followed by Scenic Warrior and Universal Prince is blazing down the centre and he's coming with a mighty run. Universal Prince moved up, grabbed the lead and he raced away from Dynamite, and Universal Prince won the Guineas, and boy, they'll never beat him in the Derby on that run, you'd think. What a great performance. Second prize, Dynamite. Third, Reenact.
Well, I'm going to introduce Richard Friedman to my very good friend Michael Angelos, Australia's leading optometrist. Richard obviously wasn't watching last night, or not watching closely. Let's hear what Justin Sheehan and Bede Murray had to say about that awesome win.
Mate, he's an awesome horse, I've known for a year. I know it's easy to... Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I knew a year ago, last February, I rode him in a trial and I thought, oh, baby, I hope I've had some luck for this owner because I want to ride this, He was like a motor car. And I just knew that the autumn he would be better, and they stuck with me. And, all I do is my job, That's all and just to ride a horse like him, mate, that's what we do. And what you did, that's what, to get on horses like him. And, oh, mate, I can't believe it.
You put a lot of work on this horse. He'll run any sort of distance too.
Mate, I know it's early, I don't want to overstep the mark, but I've always thought first Tuesday in November, mate, if he can get 2 mile and quicken up like that, oh baby, and this year, his 4-year-old year, that's when, they get their opportunity to win both Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. And, dreams are free, but it's a reality, it could happen.
I said to Justin when I legged him up, I said, this horse looks the best he's ever looked. I said, he looks even better, much better when he was in Melbourne. And I said, I hope he looks better after the race.
I guess he was vulnerable here around Canterbury tonight. How awesome are you going to be on the bigger tracks?
Well, that's right. You don't expect to be able to give the field that much start. And have to cover all that ground to come around them and just beat him as he did when he's not fully wound up, you know. So, you know, there's more good things to come, isn't there?
Mate, I know you've always had a very good opinion of this horse, as has Justin. Like, how far can he go, AJC Derby?
Oh, no, without a doubt. You know, when he gets to the Derby distance, he's just going to be better still.
Well, to a bloke like Justin Sheehan, these are the moments that make it all worthwhile. We all know that he tortures himself with his weight problems. The faith and devotion that he's had in this horse is just amazing. And there's no way anything in that race last night can beat him. So you're going to have to bring on a newcomer.
Yeah, I think...
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
One shower of rain. And what?
Well, yes.
Now it's suddenly, well, yes. You know, before it was ridiculous, you know?
OK, well, I'll change that slightly. There is no way anything in last night's race can beat him on a dry track.
Now, that might be right, and I'm not saying that it wasn't very, very impressive. It was. It was outstandingly impressive.
Richard, I'm getting, quite frankly, really tired of you finding fault in these very good horses.
It's not finding fault, it's just not gushing, because week in, week out, and I learned my lesson after the Northerly episode last week, I learnt my lesson with that, you appear not to have, that week in, week out, horses can get beaten in certain races and yet be a great horse. I'm not saying he's not a great 3-year-old, he is, but let's just keep things in perspective.
Glad you showed that replay again. It might finally sink into Richard's head. Incidentally, Tappy, you've aged yourself. I mean, your optician is Michelangelo. Did he take that on after painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel?
Mate, Michelangelos.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
Not Michelangelo. So, Keith, your hearing is obviously causing some concern.
And show more of Justin Sheehan too. He makes us look like we've got a good crop of hair, doesn't he?
Darren, you saw it last night. You must have been highly impressed by Universal Prince's performance.
Yeah, it's a big effort for a horse like, you think a horse like Dynamite and Sir Clive, they've all fit horses. He's only sort of second up from a spell, Universal Prince. He did have a couple of good lead-up gallops into it.
Yeah.
But coming sort of up the hill there, the speed was on. He was following the two best chances in the race, Dynamite, which was 3 deep most of the way and had a pretty hard run, Sir Clive. So Justin was following the right horses at the right time just to keep taking him into the race. And I like a horse, a staying horse, that can, when he gets into the straight, he waits till he gets to the furlong and then changes stride and just powers away. That's the sign of a very good horse.
Is it rain that's going to stop him from winning the Triple Crown this year?
Well, you know, I think that, you know, horses that do struggle in ground, it's unfortunate if they can't handle it. It's just one of those things. Yeah. But, you know, the way that he won last night, you know, he's got a great turn of foot, and that's where he does show it on top of the ground.
I think he has performed on rain effect tracks on a dead track and
well, it was worse than dead on Victoria Derby Day, wasn't it? And he still ran second.
Yeah. But even like, you know, his last start in the Hobartville, like that was just an absolute quagmire.
Yeah. Who did he run second to in the Derby, Tappy?
Hit the Roof.
And who's he going to clash with in the upcoming events in Sydney?
Well, no, Keith, I said nothing in last night's race can beat him on a dry track.
I agree with you on that point.
I'm not saying that there isn't a horse somewhere that's going to test him, and Hit the Roof might be the one.
Well, they cornelled the Amy Victoria Derby, and I think that prospect is ahead of them in Sydney, isn't it?
Geez, the tone of this has changed. Now we've got rain showers and Hit the Roof, and he suddenly is beating.
You're the one putting...
should have.
Live life, lose weight fast. You could win a new Toyota Echo. Join free with your coupon in New Idea TV Week and For Me. Call Weight Watchers and enjoy 1, 2, 3.
Success! Life is unpredictable.
You can take your chances.
No one is invincible.
Down the road of many branches.
The future's inexplicable.
We'll come up with answers
Nature's ways are mystical.
to suit your circumstances. Whoever you are, whatever you do, we put the U in CGU.
Hurry in for more of what you want with Coles Better Buys. Like Fat Total and Cold Power 1 kilo, allow $3.68, save $1.06. And better savings on Pink Lady apples, now only $1.98 a kilo.
What do you love about Kellogg's Sultana brand? Kellogg's Sultana brand. See how good it tastes?
I can face anything. I am strong. I am invincible. I am woman.
Tuesday night, a team of cops have become new partners in crime, sharing a common goal in pursuit of justice. Facing danger every day is hard enough. Then there's their personal lives. 8:30 Tuesday, 9:30 Tuesday, Water Rats and Stingers. Discover the human face of drama on Channel 9.
If your boss is a bit of a tightwad, if you're feeling overworked and underpaid, prepare to be jealous, very jealous. You're about to meet the luckiest workers in the world, ordinary blue-collar men and women who became instant millionaires. No, they didn't win lotto, they didn't make a .com killing on the stock market, they just happened to work for a man called Bob Thompson. They all thought he was a bit tough, fanatical about keeping costs down. So when they received a personal note from the boss, they feared the worst. But as Bob Brown reports, how wrong they were.
On an autumn evening in a rural area of south central Michigan, cars by the dozens turned off the main highway and onto a side road that took them to Bob Thompson's farm. They were there for a party everyone was determined to make because everyone had something to say in this gathering that included more than 70 new millionaires and others who had received bonuses worth tens of thousands of dollars. How they came by their good fortune is a story they'll tell their grandchildren.
My eyes gravitated down to the numbers, and I looked at it, and then I said, oh my God, there's a comma there. Oh my God. Then I go, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. And then I started crying.
It started 40 years ago with $3,500 in savings that Bob and Ellen Thompson had managed to accumulate mostly from her teacher's salary while he was in the Air Force. The Thompsons, who were the parents of 3 children, sank their savings into a business.
Everything we could break, borrow, or steal, we put in the business, and never looked back, and never were unwilling to take risk on changing processes.
This was the business he built, asphalt paving. No glamour and lots of overtime, delivering asphalt at temperatures of 300 degrees, handling the shovels and steamrollers and detour signs. The Thompson-McCulley Company, McCulley was an uncle who was a partner in the first year, prospered by keeping the bids low and the costs lower. It's no surprise that it made Bob Thompson a millionaire. But what about Rick Hill, one of his foremen, or Rusty Stafford, a project manager, or Cheryl Angel, an area manager? Cheryl, the mother of 3 children, started with minimum wage work in a gravel pit. She was just trying to make ends meet.
Lugging 70-pound bags of gravel and moving your way up the ladder. It's going to catch up.
One of the fears that came up is what happens when you can't work.
Rusty Stafford and his wife Tammy have 2 kids who don't see him much at the height of the construction season.
We've only got 7 months in a year to make a living, and it's 6, sometimes 7 days a week, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. The hours can be killer.
But what Bob Thompson demanded of them, he very often got.
When he asks a question, he gives you that stare. You better tell him the way it is.
However tough and cost-conscious Bob Thompson had to be, what started to worry him after 40 years with the company was his health. He experienced heart problems, and in consultation with Ellen, he decided to sell Thompson McCulley and found a buyer willing to pay more than $400 million. Employees first got wind that something was happening when letters were distributed telling them to report to their branch offices on a Saturday.
Everyone was talking about a letter. And I was out in the field. Everybody's talking about a letter hooked onto their checks.
And we thought maybe we're just going to, this is his way of telling us that the company sold.
I got home and I told Tammy about it and said, boy, you know, something's going to happen on Saturday. I don't know, you know, maybe it's a pink slip or something.
What Bob and Ellen Thompson and only a few others knew was that Mr. Thompson was planning to share $128 million of his proceeds among his employees. It had become a top-secret operation with decisions that demanded the wisdom of a Solomon.
And we struggled with that. You know, there's some employees that are better than others, and how do you rate those people? And I mean, we went through a whole liturgy of how to reward or share this money and came down to it, we couldn't decide. We simply said, the folks that have been here and have somewhat of retirement packages, we'll give those people $2,000 a year of employment. Those people that don't have retirement packages, we'll pay the taxes and give them $1 million to $2 million.
Employees who had already reached retirement age but who were without a retirement package got their $1 million or more outright in a check. Those not yet old enough to retire were given annuities, again worth at least $1 million. But annuities can't be cashed in before retirement. Until that time, Mr. Thompson believes people should work.
You know, we've got some younger people, wonderful younger people. They're starting their families. They're in their early 30s, middle 30s. And to me, I would rather give them nothing than give them $1 million today.
On Saturday, July 17, 1999, employees reported to pick up their letters. The precise amounts of the checks and annuities for each individual are confidential. But as employees returned home, some went beyond being overjoyed and were numbed by discovering how much more secure the future had become. Rick Hill, a 30-year construction veteran, simply stayed in his garage, pale and shaking, because there were visitors in his house. His wife Natalie came out to see what was wrong.
He just looked funny. He was definitely shaky. And I thought, oh no, he lost his job and he's not coming in the house. So I just said, you know, what's wrong? And he tried to give me the letter and it was shaking pretty good. And I took the letter, and it was a long letter. It was a 2-page letter, and it was a beautiful letter.
We have been exceedingly fortunate and successful for a lot of reasons. But one, if not the most important, is that Thompson McCulley has had great employees.
Truly, my first thought was there's a mistake here. The decimal point's in the wrong spot.
My desire also has been to share proceeds from the sale of the company with the employees.
Now I'm crying already thinking about it. Because that's what I did when we opened it.
It has been a good run, and I thank you for being a big part of it.
I guess I just stood there and I just went, how could this be? How could this possibly be?
And then I cried, I laughed, then I cried, and then I went, oh my God, again, trying to drive.
I hope that you will continue to work hard and be the best you can be as the company takes the next step into the future.
Among the hundreds of thank you letters that went to Bob and Ellen Thompson's, that intoxicating sense of disbelief prevailed.
Dear Bob and Ellen, wow.
I've been between crying, laughing, in shock, and dealing with emotions that I've never felt before.
It is the stuff children's fairy tales are made of. Happy ever after endings are not because of luck, but because of something right that the characters did. Mr. Thompson, to say thank you seems feeble.
In all, 77 people who previously had had no retirement plan discovered they were about to become millionaires. The remainder of the 550 employees received individual checks based on years of service, ranging into the tens of thousands of dollars. After the checks went out, Mr. Thompson disappeared for a while. He is a person of few words, and so are the people who work for him. So he laid low.
I don't know what they would say to me, and I didn't want to get into a real emotional situation with them.
Haven't the two of you made a pretty big sacrifice to do this?
No. We've lived fairly simply, and we've been very comfortable. There's no way we would need all that money. No way. You agree?
Yeah, I don't know what you do with it.
How have your children felt about this?
You know, that's hard to answer. It's hard to answer for someone else, but I believe, or I hope, or pray they understand this. Because I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to give a child a lot of money. And we've taught our children to work, and hopefully, with our fingers crossed, we've been successful.
Mr. Thompson's children, by the way, supported his decision. They were there when people by the carload showed up at the farm on that September day to deliver their thanks in person.
Can't even find the words.
All right.
Rick and Natalie, and Rusty and Tammy, and Greg, and hundreds of others.
What an absolutely wonderful thing.
Well, life has surprises, doesn't it?
And whether or not he was embarrassed by the emotion and by the attention he got, he stood and spoke with everyone. They dined under a large tent as the sun went down, and although Bob Thompson was the man of the hour, he did his best to deflect even that spotlight.
This celebration tonight is to honor you. You're the best. Ellen and I want to thank you again for all you've done for us. We've lived a life we never dreamed possible, and you're the ones who are responsible for our good life.
There were great political debates and great personal crises about who will be able to afford to face the future and who can trust their employment to get them there.
Thank you very much.
As if they'd suddenly been tapped on the shoulder by a magic wand, many of the people here had those fears eliminated. And the first luxury they enjoyed from it, the peace of mind that came after the exhilaration, was often a humbling experience.
We live right near Lake Michigan, and we walked out to the pier and sat down and watched the sunset. And I thought, I'm just a droplet in this lake. What have I done in my lifetime for anybody to be this kind to me? To be able to know that one day you'll be able to leave something for your children and not have to worry about going to work at the corner gas station when you're 70 years old. It makes some kind of sense out of my life.
Well, if we did that for one person, then wasn't our money well spent? I mean, if we did that, that's worth all the money.
On Monday, a National 9 News exclusive.
Got it.
The man who may have solved Victoria's big cat mystery.
Once you've seen the footage, you'll know what you're looking at.
National 9 News, Monday at 6.
I've seen you someplace before.
From Stephen Elliott.
Don't think so.
Director of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, comes an erotic new thriller.
Where is she? She went north about a half hour ago.
Ewan McGregor.
I can't lose her. She's all I've got left.
Ashley Judd.
I had a guardian who looked after me. Maybe he'll come back someday, huh?
What are you doing? Joanna.
Eye of the Beholder.
In one educational session we were running, one of the employees, when we'd explained that there's 18 different investment choices, asked, oh, so I can pick any one of these 18 choices? And we said, yep, you can pick any one. They said, but can I split my money between two? And we said, you can split it between all 18 different choices if you want. And they were just blown away by that. And they're saying, and how often can I change it? 4 times a year free of charge. And it's quite a common question for people, or a common issue for people to be so surprised with the level of investment choice and how flexible it actually is, how they can really manage that. quite easily through the fund.
See your financial advisor or call BT.
This job is such a great opportunity.
Well, it works both ways, and new apprenticeship benefits us and Peter.
It's better than squeezing casual work around full-time study. So with this, I'm getting great training and I'm being paid as well.
Tourism's a growth industry, and I think Peter has a real enthusiasm to make a career out of it. He doesn't even mind the early starts.
I hate the early breakfast shift.
You'd be amazed where new apprenticeships can take you these days. Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra.
Give us the demanding, the uncompromising. Because we're the only online trading system guaranteed to get trades to market in under 5 seconds. Trade up to eStar Online Trading.
No time for breakfast? Then drive through at McDonald's.
It's Friday night and Irene Johnson is working on getting the maximum tax refund for her client. What's your accountant doing? Call 132325. H&R Block, the best people in tax. That's our claim.
8:30 Monday.
There's $1 million right here to be won.
It's all up for grabs.
$32,000.
15 questions that can change your life.
Seems a bit surprised there. I'm certainly surprised.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? 8:30 Monday, Channel 9.
We appear to have sparked a mini taxpayers' revolt with our story last week on the Navy's troubled Collins-class submarines. It wasn't so much the initial $5 billion price tag that angered viewers, it was the costly litany of disasters after the boats hit the water.
Diving now, diving now.
We went on a test run in one of the submarines.
Fire! Fire!
It was tense down below, and we saw firsthand why they were branded duds.
This cave of shit.
The good news is that the subs can be fixed at a price, and the Navy's entrusted a straight-talking admiral with the job.
It's $1 billion on top of a $5 billion program. Now that depends on what government takes of the recommendation, but that's the big ugly number.
The bad news is that the admiral may be underestimating the cost.
I think that the things that need to be put right are going to cost more than $1 billion.
$2 billion?
I'd say $2 billion.
For the money we've spent on these lemons, Australia could have had proven American submarines that nobody in our region would have dared take on. I hope somebody is going to be held accountable for this embarrassment. Taxpayers should not have to put up with such incompetence. And this. The submarines are obviously a fiasco, but wasn't Mr. Beazley Defence Minister when they were ordered? Perhaps he'll promise to roll back that decision.
We are just so over the top up here. We work hard and we play hard.
As you'll see from the letters, Charles Woolley inadvertently stepped into a viper's nest when he dropped in on the Gold Coast for a light-hearted look at the people who flocked there to enhance themselves and their bank accounts.
Our beautiful meter maids!
And none of them have expired, huh?
No, none at all.
The local newspaper had a bit of a go at us and the high flyers who appeared in our story. Strange, really, when their main aim was to promote the coast and show shivering southerners what they were missing.
I think they have the wrong perception of the Gold Coast. I think they've still got this perception of what the Gold Coast was in the 1980s. Hey, that was 20 years ago. Get over it.
For the first time, I'm embarrassed to say I live on the so-called glitter strip. Embarrassed because the rest of Australia now thinks we are all bleached blonde socialites with silicon-pumped bodies. We don't all have a wardrobe full of sequins, bikinis and cocktail frocks. Some of us don't even have a tan. And this, I've been around the coast area for 56 years and have seen many changes, some not for the better. Maybe next time you'll do the real story. Unemployment, street kids, crime, drug and alcohol abuse. Even a story on ordinary people struggling to exist. And finally, I wouldn't live there for $1 million. All those plastic people and the weather, it's overrated. The best thing about the glitzy Gold Coast is flying home. Well, Charles had a great time. That's your say for this week. We'll be back with more of 60 Minutes in a moment.
On Dream Home, the hazards and traps, renovating the trickiest of rooms.
Our couples are tackling the bathroom and laundries.
Which family's unique design will win your vote? The Dream Home Challenge, 7:30 Tuesday on 9.
Since Rothschild opened its doors in 1798, many things have changed. Many battles have been fought. Many booms have turned to bust. Many lessons have been learnt. And through it all, Rothschild has continued steady, collecting knowledge and sharing its rewards with investors. Our past can secure your financial future. Rothschild. Experience pays.
Makeup is just a cover-up? That's so yesterday. But makeup that softens little lines? That's today. That's Visible Lift by L'Oreal. The magic is Pro Retinol A in a makeup. So as it really covers those little laugh lines, they really seem to disappear. Visible Lift by L'Oreal. So now when I put on my makeup, the years don't come back. Now that's a visible lift. I can see it, I can feel it, and I'm worth it.
A new world is in the wind, where there's so much entertainment, the hours seem to pass by like seconds. Where you stretch out in far greater comfort, and where you enjoy the finest wines and sumptuous food. This is the new world of Singapore Airlines. Now more than ever, a great way to fly.
When professional photographer Naja Bernhardt gets that 1 in a million shot, she needs perfect colour every time. So for perfect picture quality, better than photographs, who does Naja depend on?
Every day, your dishwasher accumulates grime in hard-to-reach places. But Finish Dishwasher Cleaner once a month hygienically cleans your dishwasher, giving you cleaner dishes. Finish Dishwasher Cleaner. Unbeatable finish.
Rothschild's 5 Arrows Discovery Global Fund has returned an average of 33.9% per annum over the last 5 years. Call now or see your financial planner. Rothschild. Experience pays.
There's a serial killer loose among a million people. Police!
For the first time, Richard Crenna and Craig T. Nelson, To Serve and Protect, premieres next.
Two mothers, 2 young sons they adored. Then it happened. The disclosure that there'd been a mix-up. Their babies had been switched at birth. In effect, each had been raising the wrong child. How could any mother possibly cope, let alone break the news to a defenceless little boy?
He's not actually my child, that he belongs to somebody else. But then, no matter what, I wouldn't stop loving him.
Next week, Liz Hayes tells their remarkable story. One boy growing up on the wrong side of the tracks, the other with everything he could ever want. How their mothers solved this dreadful dilemma will certainly surprise you.
We're trying to highlight the positives rather than hit on any negatives.
2 families separated by a terrible mistake.
Do you feel Gavin is in good hands?
He's in excellent hands.
A story with a tragic beginning and a delightful twist at the end.
And sometimes I was confused, but I'm handling it quite okay. It's quite nice having 2 moms.
Anything you would change, Gavin?
Anything I would change? No, nothing.
That's next week. And before we go, a word on our website. Standing by now in the United States to take your questions on our Buying Babies story, the egg donor, Tracy McCune. Our address, 9msn.com.au. Then go to the 60 Minutes site. That's our program for tonight. We'll be back with another edition of 60 Minutes next week. I'm Ellen Fanning. See you then.
I've seen dictators' dreams disappear. Met the stars who never show fear. Yes! I've exposed cons and crooks, met crazies and kooks. I've brushed with the wars. Seen ships on the shores. I've seen fatal attractions, worn Eskimo fashions. In a wonder, I opened death's door. If there's
This programme proudly brought to you by Victoria's new Toyota. After all, Victoria is the home of Toyota.
Wednesday, the women are bonding.
Let's get rich off. Me and Kelly are taking them down.
Survivor, 8:30 Wednesday on 9.
Brought to you by BP. BP, going beyond petroleum.
A cop's personal mission to find a killer, to find the truth. Water Rats, Tuesday. And now, Richard Crenna and Craig T. Nelson in the premiere special event, To Serve and Protect.
The following program is classified M. The Nine Network recommends viewing by mature audiences. It contains some violence and adult themes.
Away from the desk for a minute. An anthropology quiz. I'm in the kitchen. I was roasting a whole chicken, £1.5 pounds. I cook for myself 6 nights a week, and I treat myself to a restaurant. Look, Ma, I'll be home for Thanksgiving. I've got enough free miles on my credit card for a round trip. No, Ma, Dad should be. No, he should be sending you twice the money that he does. I mean, he should... Ma, Dad has handled this whole divorce terribly. I mean, he deserves so much.
Harvey, honey, are you there? Did we get cut off? Fred, I think something's wrong with... Harvey? Are you there?
These days, Eugene, can we expect something soon?
Well, given my brother's work schedule, I wouldn't expect anything too soon. Takes him longer to compose a short story than it did to write War and Peace.
Oh, listen up, everybody. We're going to get the underworked writer versus the overworked policeman lament.
Actually, I am 2 chapters into a novel.
It's great, honey.
Long way to go, but...
Hey, you should do a nonfiction book about your family. I mean,
4 generations of Texas policemen dating all the way back to the Revolutionary War? I mean, is there another 4th generation cop in the department?
Never has been. Not quite the Revolutionary War, Jeremy. It was 1882, a year after the department was founded.
Hey, how about a fresh one down at this end of the bar, huh?
All right, I'll get it.
Thanks.
This is a home, not a saloon.
Well, we don't want to be giving Jeremy here the wrong impression.
My great-grandpa, my grandpa, my son Tom, and me, we all been 24-hour-a-day police officers.
Hey, Matt, you gonna be the next generation of Dallas PD?
Oh, I don't think so.
Honey, I know he's had a few beers too many, but he's her date, not yours.
Oh, did you see those rings? You see the tattoos? I mean, my God, she brought this guy to our house.
Please lighten up, Tom. Don't ruin a nice evening. You know, both of you promised to try, and neither of you has exchanged a word or smiled at each other all night.
Well, nothing has changed in 5 years. I mean, the girl is...
Oh, God,
It's okay.
I'm
It's
so sorry.
okay.
No.
Don't worry about it.
I'll get it.
Oh, accidents happen, so you don't have to make a big show of disapproval.
Accidents happen to drunks.
He's not drunk. He's enjoying himself. See, that's still a sin around here.
This guy fits you to a T. You're as irresponsible as ever.
Don't call me irresponsible!
Stop it! Stop it. It's my birthday, and I won't have this.
I have to go to work.
Don't need this.
Tyler, I'm not taking your father's side, but for a first visit in years, you might have brought along a more mainstream type. You can't hold a grudge forever. The two of you are back to square one.
You won't be tempted to tell him, will you?
I mean, the madness of the secrecy. He's gonna find out eventually.
It is not his business. And he'll question my motives. Just say nothing, Hama.
As soon as you get the measurements and the photos, you get her out of there, all right? So who found her?
We did. Poor girl was on the phone with her mother when she got it. Mother's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Called down here and got through to the substation hysterical. So they raided us to check it out.
It's pretty quiet around here. Nobody heard anything?
No, not a thing.
All right, thanks. Well, it's not some crazed boyfriend did a thing like this.
But there's no pattern.
Well, that's my point. There's 12 unsolved murders in the past 28 months.
How many unsolved murders total in the cold case file?
Since 1950, a little over a couple of hundred, but I've culled out just 12. And with the pool homicide, that makes 13. Now, 13 different killers couldn't form the scattered pattern. This is the same guy who's trying to make us think there is no pattern.
Why?
He wants to outsmart us.
Serial killers rape, they mutilate, they carry out weird fantasies. They got an M.O.
But this guy, he wants to go unnoticed. His game is he doesn't want to be recognized. Oh, all right. Look, any one of us can walk into a crime scene. We know right away, in 10 seconds, we got it classified. We know exactly what it is. A crime of passion, it's a robbery, it's a murder committed during a burglary, it's vengeance killing. Look, these killings, they just don't feel right.
They just don't feel right. Train, go take a coffee break for 5 minutes. And keep your hands in your pocket. Try not to initiate a sexual harassment lawsuit while you're out there. All right, you and a partner, your choice. You form a two-man task force. Work exclusively on this. Pick anybody you like. I'll tell Train that it was my doing over your objections.
No, sir. No. I want Brad.
He's He's got only 18 months in homicide. Plus, I'm not going
yes, sir, yes, sir. I understand. No, his appreciation for the ladies is a little overdeveloped, but it's never interfered with his job.
Did you try to tell that to that sergeant in North Central, whose wife found her way into your partner's bedroom?
Okay, now that one there, that one was overblown. He's a good cop.
Your cop? And not a word to anyone about this assignment. Nada.
Hey, isn't that your car?
Freeze! Everybody get back! Freeze! Damn it! Everybody get back!
Hey, get off, man.
Freeze! Freeze now! I'll shoot!
What? What? I'm freezing, right? Go on, shoot me. Shoot me. I'll sue the city of Dallas for $20 million. Go on, shoot me. Please make my day.
Just keep your hands on my car, damn it!
What kind of crap they teach you for 7 months at the academy, huh? You know you could have busted an ankle running like that? And for what? And now you standing up there threatening the life of a lousy car thief. You know what? You need to check your priorities, lady. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
What am I doing? Damn it!
That car thief knows more about what's required of a policeman today than you do. But Tyler, you gotta think. You gotta think, because every time you pull that gun out of its holster, your career is on the line.
As always. Thanks, Grandpa.
You know, my daddy always gave me a weekly report card when I was a rookie. Your daddy should be giving you one, too. It never occurred to you that 5 years is long enough? Aren't you about ready to tell your dad you're a cop?
I'll be ready when I'm ready. It's not yet.
Good night, Judge. Good night, Denton. Soccer time, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Is it possible to drive a car and still have a clean environment? To refine a cleaner petrol? Can solar power become mainstream? Could business go further and be a force for good? Can 100,000 people in 100 countries come together to build a new brand of progress for the world? We think so. And now, BP, Amoco, Arco and Castrol get together to try. Beyond Petroleum. BP.
Some are a candle in the darkness, burns like a beacon in the night. And if your course is true, then maybe that flame reflected in your eyes, it will help you realize you're a hero. That's what you are to me. You're a hero, and I want the world to see that the flame never dies, and you're a star in my eyes. You're a hero.
Luscious, creamy.
Want to whip up your lips?
Moisture Whip from Maybelline. Moisten them up, dress them up, from pale to empowered. Up to 75% moisturizers and conditioners for smooth, supple lips. She's born with it. Moisture Whip.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, together! Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that smell of spring. These are a few of my favorite things.
For tomorrow only, Kmart has 15% off store-wide, all with no deposit lay-by. So get into Kmart, because we think 15% off is just what you need.
Monday nights at the movies.
We're investigating 2 murders.
From the producers of Taggart.
My book made you act out your desires.
Chilling television premiere, The Stalker's Apprentice.
It's no crime to read a book.
Mastering the craft of a serial killer.
Is it all true? Read it carefully.
In a gripping thriller.
This time my hero gets away with it.
With an unnerving twist.
It's a different Mark. Ever felt like you've seen a ghost?
The Stalker's Apprentice premieres 9:30 Monday on 9.
Tyler didn't want her dad there.
Hey, Terry, honey, what's the real reason that we're going to Tyler's for dinner?
I want to try to patch things up between her and your brother.
I thought so.
How did she keep it a secret from her father that she's on the police force?
She used her mom's maiden name.
Plus, my brother's in homicide, which is a whole different world.
Yeah, well, I don't get this big rift between her and Tom. I mean, well, she got pregnant once. Is it that heavy a thing over on the blue-collar side of the cars?
Matt, your uncle made her give the baby up for adoption. And she never forgave him for that. She left home the following year, and they haven't talked since.
He made her give it up?
I really think that if her boyfriend back then had been a decent young man, I think your uncle would have let her have the baby and get married and the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I guess all parents become irrational when they're disappointed in their kids like that.
Matt, that's an awfully broad generalization. There's no such category as all parents.
All right, well, what about you two? What would you two do if you were presented with something shocking like that about me?
Oh, honey, stop at this market. Tyler said she wanted a can of coffee and some donuts.
All right, hon. Hang out here. We'll be right out, okay? Hey, honey, maybe we better get Jeremy a little beer, huh?
Very funny, Gene. That's a good idea. for some donuts. I'll look over here.
Where do you think you're going? Come on, round up. Come on! Come on, man!
Yeah, take some. Grab some bills.
All right.
Wait. No! Wait!
Come on, man, go home, move!
Mom? Dad? Mom? Mom? Oh, God! Somebody help me! Help me! Police! Call the police!
She was a wonderful wife and mother.
I just pray that Gene pulls through. I could never convince him that not everyone in the world was a nice person.
I won't get a good night's sleep until we catch those bastards.
We got some good people on it. We'll get them. You still won't get a good night's sleep, Dad.
Hi. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Go figure. Family of cops, and it's my son, the writer, who gets shot. My son, the cop.
Oh, Dad.
It's just not fair.
You know Matt should be coming to live with me instead of that boot camp my father runs.
Look, I really appreciate what you're doing, but I think I'd be more comfortable with Tyler and Jeremy. I mean, they got a loft, and he's a painter, and they're closer to my age, and...
Oh, we're doing what your father would want, man.
How do you know that? My father's in a coma. You don't know that.
Everything's gonna be all right.
You're supposed to put your hand on my head as you push me in the car.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. Can you give me a minute?
Well, you know, things like this kind of... Well, they put things into perspective, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Your mom's pretty unhappy that the two of us aren't getting along so well.
Yeah, she's on me about it a lot, too.
Make an effort, both of us, to be more civil with each other.
Sure, we can. Yeah, we can. Okay. Same. How you doing?
Terrible. I feel so empty. I don't think I could handle it if Dad left too.
You're gonna have a hard time buying this, the way you're feeling, but things always get better when you believe they can't.
Your father's a pretty hard man to talk to.
Nobody knows that better than me. But I will say this, though. He's honest, and he's fair. And his real values about people, hey, they're solid as a rock. For whatever it's worth, Matt, I'm gonna get the people who did this. I promise.
Monday on A Current Affair, the 10-year-old girl, victim of a race hate campaign.
Makes me crook in the gut.
An innocent child and her family driven out of home.
It's absolutely horrific.
While people around her just turn their backs.
What's to make about what's happened to the young girl?
Plus the truth about those tummy trimmers.
Some of them are an absolute waste of money.
We put them to the test.
That actually hurts deep in the muscle.
Attacking a waist or just your wallet.
If we're selling hope to people, isn't that a good thing?
When Nissan presents A Current Affair.
Yeah, distance now is not a factor in their education. We've got everything here. But as far as communication is now, I don't think we're very far away at all. We are now what people call one-on-one interactive. We can communicate just as well with United States School, just as well as Brisbane can. We're linked to 1,300 schools. But, you know, we could link anywhere around the world, of course. They're learning more about how to find. They might know the facts, but they are capable of finding out what they want to find out via the computer. It's amazing it's what they can do.
Hungry?
Just a tad.
How about cheese on toast?
Mainland Colby's the best for that.
It's so smooth and creamy. Nothing beats mainland Colby. The way it bubbles, the way it melts. Perfect. Every time.
Hey, thanks, guys. That was great.
Our pleasure.
Mum loves that fridge.
Mainland Colby.
Your friend in the fridge.
At what age do you start planning things? Kids don't make plans, they just do things. You don't see kids going, do you want to go out and play? Love to. What are you doing on Wednesday? Let me see, Wednesday's no good for me. I'm in the sandpit all afternoon. Reminds me, I must see if I'm insured for the sandpit. Have you got insurance? Yes, I've got RACV insurance and I've got monthly payments. Really? That's a great idea. Must do that. Can I borrow your crane?
The MS Readathon is almost over. How many books have you read? It's time to put down the books, collect your money, and get your entries into the MS Readathon office. And thanks, the money you raise could help us find a cure for multiple sclerosis.
Hayley Lewis for Jenny Craig.
I've always struggled with my weight. So when I was on the Jenny Craig program, it was great to see the kilos coming off each week. I lost 10 kilos in 11 weeks.
You've made it, Hayley. Unbelievable. What a supermum, Hayley Lewis. Who would have thought she'd come...
Call Jenny Craig now and get 6 weeks for $36. If Hayley can do it, you can too. Call 131 992.
What an amazing comeback by Hayley.
If you would like to be part of the excitement of Starstruck Live, then we would love to have you as part of our studio audience. We record every Friday night at studios in Richmond, Victoria. If you're over 16 years of age and you'd like us to reserve a ticket for you, then call this number.
Felix took some numbers in the store.
There was more than just numbers going on there. You know there was lots of crap going through that place.
Come on, how do you know that? Huh? Why do you say that?
Because I seen people.
Like who?
I gotta go.
Hey, wait. The guy she's talking about is Tachi. 19 or 20. Bad guy.
Where can I find him?
Tachi's all over the place. Bitch trying to tell me she saw me boosting stuff out of Rusty's on 4th Avenue. I told her bull.
Hey, thanks. Tachi, a young guy, right? He
What
said...
in the hell did you just do? You thanked him. You as much as waved a flag at that kid's friends that he's a snitch. You never should have thanked him.
I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
That's not good enough. On this job, you gotta be thinking every minute you're out here or you shouldn't be here. Because you or somebody else just might end up dead. That's another reason we got to stop all this damn detective stuff. I mean, it's just not right. We got to quit it. I suppose there's no way I can talk you out of this, is there?
I have to do this, Grandpa.
You'd have made one hell of a policeman back in 1953.
Well, it's what beat, baby, and I'm the king of moving tickets, not the finger licking. Thinking trader, they be tricking, you need it, swift kicking.
He was a visiting judge here to do a whole lot of different things. Recently, he'd been working on the plea bargain docket.
Plea bargain docket?
The limo companies, the truck companies, they get so many tickets, well, we can't put them out of business. So they come here once a month with their stacks full of tickets, and we negotiate a wholesale settlement. The judge was working on that.
Well, I doubt if the limo driver stabbed it. 1 second, please. Is there anything else that you can think of?
Look, a week or so ago, I couldn't help overhearing Judge Peabody on the phone. Very upset. Something about it made me think there was a woman on the other end, and so after the judge, the woman called him, you see. After he hung up and left his office upset, I went in and I pressed caller ID out of curiosity. I still got the number on a piece of paper in my desk.
Would you mind getting that for us? You don't have caller ID, do you? Yeah, you don't? No, I don't have it. How are you going to maintain any privacy with that? See, that's what's wrong with all of this new stuff.
New stuff? You're nuts. You know, you're like Fred Flintstone, living in the snow. Somebody calls you up. You don't want to answer the phone. You don't know who's calling.
All right, 201 codes on its way from ETA.
Good job. Tyler?
Hey, Dad.
Ellen?
No, it's me. I had a case that came in late, hon.
Well, why the hell didn't you tell me that Tyler's a policewoman? Would you like to run that one by me, please?
You're the one that made it very clear to me, time and time again, for the past 5 years, that I was not to mention that girl's name.
No, this is different. This is different. This was behind my back.
Well, she confided in me, and I was not about to break that trust. You know, I have been her only parent for the past 5 years.
Well, that's nonsense. I'm still her father.
No, not as long as you're so stubborn. You know, you could have gone to her at any time.
We stood at the cemetery and we shook hands. And that was after I went crawling over to her.
I don't remember you crawling around in the cemetery.
Oh, I crawled, believe me. Who the hell put her up to this anyway?
No, wait a minute. Put her up to it? You think this is some kind of a prank? She wants to be a policewoman.
Oh, Tyler.
And why not?
Tyler, a cop. It's a laugh.
Oh, really? Well, she's been a rookie for 3 months now, and she's doing pretty damn good.
The department must be in bad shape if they're hiring half-baked teenagers now.
Oh, that's interesting. Tyler said to me, before you knew it was her, you said, good work.
A cop will always say that to a rookie.
Hello?
You're drunk. And God knows what else. Take those damn rings out of your ear!
Here. You happy now? Am I different?
Matt! He's not upset with you, honey. It's other things.
The end of my 8 to 4, they send me out to Love Field to work till midnight, right? Sarge is shorthanded. 8 hours of overtime. Right, the next day,
My mom calls Lieutenant Ambrose and tells him he's not to keep me for overtime without someone calling him. But she worries when I'm late because the streets aren't safe.
Here, take this.
What?
Take it.
What? Tyler, slow down. That guy's gonna kill somebody, and it's gonna be our fault. Watch out! What are you thinking? It's not armed robbery. Didn't they cover this stuff at the academy?
You know what you just said? It sounded just like my dad. This kind of cop is going to get himself killed and somebody else along with him.
Able 4, respond to Clinton in 8. Altercation.
246, copy that. We're on our way.
Roger, 246.
It's all over. No big deal.
You want to file a complaint?
Crazy.
I have to ask.
Lucky Tachi didn't do him worse. You mess with Tachi, he'll kick your ass. Yeah.
Hang on a second. Hey! Hey! I'd like to talk to you for a second. I know it was Tachi who did this to you. I don't care why, because I got my own score to settle with him.
There's no way.
Another few seconds, and I'm going to yell out nice and loud, he said it was Tachi who did it. Or you can tell me where to find him, and I walk over to my partner, and I say, he won't give us anything, just loud enough for people to overhear. Well, you can take your pick.
This is blackmail.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, Monica and Rachel had a little tiff. But on an all-new Friends, what could possibly drive these two buddies apart?
I can't believe this, Chandler!
An all-new Friends, 7:30 Monday on 9.
With Diners Club, you can earn 50% more Ansett Australia Global Rewards points for every dollar spent. Which means Diners Club takes you further, faster. Call 1300 650 056.
Jane?
Yes, Patrick?
Would you like to accompany me to dinner?
Patrick, you're so sweet.
That's a wonderful suit. You look so soft.
When you've got it all,
You look great.
Thanks.
you can get away with murder.
You're inhuman.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
American Psycho at cinemas August 10. Soundtrack out now on Shock Records.
Production costs up, marketing up, freight costs down. Explain yourself, Jones.
Well, things that aren't urgent, I send parcel post and save.
Parcel post, sir.
When I send a lot of parcels, we get a discount.
For reliable Australia-wide delivery at cheap rates, send your parcels with Parcel Post.
Sit down, Jones. Let's talk some more about cost cutting.
Parcel Post from Australia Post.
You want it, you got it. Forgot it, you get it. You got it, you got it. Serving you better, serving you better.
Give us the demanding, the uncompromising, and the easily antagonized. Bring us the intolerant, the impatient, and those who must always be in control. and even the greedy. Because at last there's an online trading system that'll satisfy the trader in everyone. Trade up to E-Star.
With Diners Club, you can earn 50% more Ansett Australia Global Rewards points for every dollar spent. Which means Diners Club takes you further, faster. Call 1300 650 056.
8:30 Monday.
There's $1 million right here to be won.
It's all up for grabs.
$32,000.
15 questions that can change your life.
Seems a bit surprised there. I'm certainly surprised.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? 8:30 Monday, Channel 9.
Oh, it's funny. Now you stand here and just thinking about all the things you wish you'd said. Somebody never did.
Like what?
I always wanted to apologize to both of you for being a kind of a derelict father.
You were never a derelict father.
I said that a couple of times a few years ago. Yes, words to that effect.
That's water under the bridge. We both survived.
Till recently.
Till recently. Well, I saw Tyler on the street yesterday, in uniform.
She looks good, doesn't she? 5th generation. I think it's kind of nice that she's coming into the department just when I'm leaving.
Sarge, you could have told me.
Oh, you got that ass backwards. You're the one that should have been preparing her for that exam, not me. Especially you, the big advocate for women on the force.
We can't help somebody if they don't tell you.
Well, a thing like this, burden's on the parent. Wouldn't you say?
Talk to me about Felix's grocery store.
I don't know anything. Oh! All right, I ran numbers out of there. Nothing to do with anything else going on in Felix's joint. I could tell there was drugs and stuff running through there, but I had nothing to do with it. If you look at my shirt pocket, you're gonna find number slips. And you know I ain't gonna be running numbers and fooling with heavy stuff, too.
How would I know that?
Because you get the look of a woman would know.
What other stuff are we talking about?
I don't know, stuff. Like maybe guns. Look, I swear I don't know no names. Some kids from out of town.
Hey, Holmes.
Mr. Connaught, 113.
It's open.
Delivery for Mr. Connaught.
I didn't order any food.
You'll take pictures?
Yeah.
I take pictures.
Oh, yeah?
It's nice.
A toxic crime. An interesting find.
Whose body is it anyway?
Not the full body.
One of the bins actually had a body in it.
No, half a body, Michael.
The rats are spending half the time
Someone put that body.
Michael was half a body.
Thank you, Alex. Half a body.
wondering where the other half is.
What I wouldn't do for that other half body.
And she tricked him to commit murder. Now he needs to know why, but first he must find her.
You just tried to help her, for God's sake. It's not your job to look for her.
Water Rats, followed by Stingers, Tuesday on 9.
Purchase a delicious pasta sauce by Prima, and you could also win a magnum of Wira Wira Church block, or a romantic weekend getaway of your choice to the value of $1,000. Prima, raw Italian passion.
At Car Point, you'll find everything you need to know about cars. You can even search for a new or used car. For everything auto, click onto carpoint.com.au.
Brushing your teeth morning and night helps prevent cavities. But what about after every meal or snack? That's when plaque acid can attack your teeth, while your toothbrush is back home worrying about your teeth. Chewing extra sugar-free gum after eating produces saliva, which actually neutralises plaque acid and helps prevent tooth decay. So after every meal or snack, chew extra and keep your toothbrush happy. Extra, it's what to chew when you can't brush.
Sponsors of Dental Health Week 2000.
We go inside Brad and Jennifer's amazing wedding and talk exclusively to the radiant new bride. Sophie and Edward open the doors to their new 50-room mansion with no nursery. And will Jaden Lesky's heartbroken mum find happiness again with her new baby? What else is going on? The woman who froze her hubby for love. Look who's turning 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. And you could win a car by joining Weight Watchers free. New idea, out now.
yourself a 100% pure New Zealand family holiday flying Air New Zealand from Melbourne from just $499 per person. Call your licensed or active travel agent now.
Don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes.
Golf socks, $14. Golf shoes, $180. Designer golf pants, $130. Entertaining your mates? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Friend to golfers everywhere.
Hey, this guy got paid to take these pictures. You believe that? What a way to grind out a living.
Brad, hello.
Must be dull to reach middle age.
What do you got?
Billy Tang drew that up earlier. The night guard kept repeating he's Mexican. Okay.
Well, he's about as Mexican as I am. No, this is our guy. I can feel it. Brad, put that down.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, look at this. This fella did pool maintenance for a couple months. You know, crappy interview out in Hillcrest. Thought you might want it.
Well, let's not break the custom of all the junior members handling all the trivial interviews. You take it.
Well, you know, it's Hillcrest. Your daughter's substation?
No, you handle it.
All right.
Oh, Brad.
Yeah.
And when you're done with that interview, I want you to hurry back, because if I find out you've been on an afternoon quickie with some bimbo, I'm going to shoot you.
Come on. I mean, you know, a little ribbon goes a long way around here, but you guys drive it into the ground, okay?
Excuse me, why don't you move your car out of the bus stop?
Just a second, all right?
No, I think maybe you should move it right now.
Relax, lady. I said I'm gonna be just 1 minute, all right?
Listen, another 10 seconds and your car's still there. We're talking a disorderly conduct arrest, which means I book you on a misdemeanor, call up your rap sheet for warrants, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Tough lady.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Tyler, right? Red Train. Homicide.
Oh, yeah, my father's partner. You know there's no stopping at a bus stop, right?
Well, you know how it is. You're just, you know, you're cruising along, you see a uniform, just kind of automatically, you know, do I know him?
You check the hens out as close as the hers.
Look, let me tell you something. When I was a little kid in the first grade, you know, my dad died in this horrible car crash. So I was raised by my mother, 3 older sisters, this crazy Aunt Ruby that came to live with us, right? So I'm comfortable around women. Kind of gravitate towards women. Sometimes that creates the wrong impression, but enough about me. Have you seen anybody?
Come on, slow down.
Come on, you seeing somebody special?
No. That doesn't mean that I'm available.
Oh, yeah, it does. And the first time I saw you out there.
Just knocked you off your feet, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Now refresh my memory on this one, would you?
She's the one who argued on the phone with the judge. Dominica Johnson, remember? Right. Hey, Tom. Oh, look at that. You mind if I ask you a question?
Uh-oh. Well, that kind of delicate formality is not the Brad that I know. What is it?
Okay. 4 generations of Texas lawmen, et cetera, et cetera. The other day you find out Your daughter's in the department. You watch her make a solid arrest by the book. That's your fifth generation. I don't get it. What's the problem?
Well, Brad, there are things that go on in a family that are beyond the understanding of a depraved bachelor like yourself, to whom a long-term relationship is when a girl that you brought home Friday night is still there Sunday morning.
Hey, man, sometimes they wear out the welcome by then. Come on, you're avoiding the question.
Well, that's because I didn't want to answer it. If I let you too far into my personal life, I'm going to get too far into yours, and I don't think a middle-aged guy like me can handle that kind of activity.
Who is it?
It's the police. We talked to you for a moment.
I'm 100% legitimate, fellas.
100% legitimate, huh?
There's no S&M. This is strictly bondage and discipline. Role playing.
Oh, you're kind of like a therapist.
No, she is a therapist. A master's of psychology at University of Rutledge.
3.7 grade average, by the way. It's a perfectly above-the-board operation.
So, you selling any sex in this above-board operation?
Let me tell you something. The further people get into this dominant-submissive stuff, the less it has to do with sex.
What about Lawrence Peabody? Any sex involved there?
The judge? Oh, my. Now, what trouble did he get himself into?
You don't watch the news?
No. I don't have time for the news.
Well, the judge was murdered.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. He was a very nice man. I mean, he was one of my floor scrubbers. I'd have to replace that linoleum every 2 years from the floor being scrubbed. Appeals to people like that. People with big jobs, corporate executives, cutthroat yuppies. They like the abuse.
You called the judge the other day. Why?
Well, we argued. I had to cancel that appointment that night, and he got very upset. They always do.
You ever have any policemen?
You don't want to know the people I've had scrub my floors.
That's more like it. Let me ask you something if it's not too personal. What's up with you and your dad?
Yeah, well, it is too personal.
Why'd you change your name to Harris?
It's my mother's maiden name. Besides, it's easier to pronounce than Carr. If you were gonna grill me, why didn't you give me a Miranda warning? So, anyway, what did you do with those 5 women who raised you? Sit around and knit all the time?
No, I didn't knit. I wasn't very macho, you know. I didn't play football, baseball. Nice, friendly, soft, no body contact.
Oh, you're not into body contact, huh?
Well, I didn't say that.
It's just you and me.
How about I come up?
You're looking for a little body contact, huh?
Well, no. It's about a lot more than that.
What is it?
Just gotta get that out of the way first. Let me come upstairs.
This is what's called a first date. And I say goodnight at the door. Oh, thanks. It was fun.
All right.
9:30 Tuesday.
You think this is an inside job?
You're in a relationship with a target.
Torn between the man she loves
I know this guy.
and what she believes.
There is no way he'd do something like this.
I don't trust her. Dan, I need you to help me.
While the reality of the undeniable
You're saying I can get flu-like symptoms?
brings the team closer than ever before.
It's getting worse.
Flu symptoms were an early sign of being HIV positive.
What? We've got to get you to a doctor.
Stingers undercover following Water Rats 9:30 Tuesday.
Hurry in for more of what you want with Coles Better Buys. Like Coca-Cola 24 can packs, just $12.95, save $2.87. And Middle Bacon, definitely a better bite, $7.99 a kilo, save $3 a kilo.
Go on, jump in.
You tell your friends, you tell your friends.
You tell your friends, you tell your friends.
Hold up, boy.
You tell your friends, you tell your friends. You tell your friends, you tell your friends.
High above the city street.
You tell your friends.
You tell your friends.
The next generation in digital mobile networks is coming.
Where is it? Come on, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Come on, let's go. What are you doing? Come on.
You tell your friends about
The next generation in digital mobile networks is coming. The next generation is OneTel.
You tell your friends about OneTel.
We might bid the mob good day.
No other four-wheel drive has brought so many Australians back from wherever they ventured.
G'day.
Land Cruiser, king off the road.
Hi, I'm talking with current world champion skier Zali Stegel. Zali, did you get that? Zali,
Getting in contact with me at this time of the year is pretty hard. So I've taken advantage of OneNet's great offer.
For only $20, you get your very own web address and 5 email addresses. So I've made my own site, and now everyone can catch up with me.
Zali.
Register online or call 133 111 now.
On Monday, a National 9 News exclusive.
Got it.
Is this the panther that prowls Victoria?
This has proven that this animal exists.
Can we solve the big cat mystery?
The truth is out there.
National 9 News, Monday at 6.
Well, it looks like you got a decent night's sleep for a change, and you're not subjecting me to the gory details of your sex life. You must have struck out last night.
Yeah, I had an uneventful evening. Hey, isn't your pop's retirement party coming up Friday?
Yeah.
I'd like to come by if I could. Pay my respects.
That'd be nice, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. From the earliest I can remember, my father said to me, Howard, I want you to be a lawman, a police officer, because you'll never find anything that'll give you as much satisfaction. And he proved to be right. I stayed in uniform, and I stayed on the street my whole career, because that's what I wanted to do. That was my choice. I wanted to be on the firing line. I wanted to be out there with the people, with the civilians, and with my fellow officers. And that proved to be right. You know, I grew up calling this the family shield. That was given to me by my father, and his father gave it to him. Now it's this father's turn to give it to his son. Tom, this is going to be yours, and I hope someday he'll pass it on. I want to thank all of you for covering my backside all these years, and I also want to ask you to say a prayer for my son Eugene. As you know, he's still in a coma. Well, I can testify that you do not want to outlive your children. I want to thank all of you for the pleasure and the privilege, and especially the honor, the really, really great honor of being one of you. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
It's all yours. It's for you, son.
Well done, little fella.
Howard, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the dance in a few minutes.
We're losing another good one, huh?
Hey, Adrian. ¿Qué pasa?
Hanging in there. It's Howard I want to talk to you about, Tom. You know, he started his own investigation to find those bodega shooters.
Well, he's retired now. That shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I hope so. Because he's going to step over the line, Tom. I can feel it.
Stop it, Brad. This isn't the place, all right?
Huh?
If my father comes down here, he'll shoot the two of us.
His bark's worse than his bite. Come on.
God, those women who raised you sure taught you persistence, didn't they?
Oh, you don't like it?
There's a time and place, all right?
Oh, yeah? You tell me where and when. Huh? See, nobody's gonna shoot us here. Hey.
I don't think this is right.
You sure?
Yeah.
How are you gonna ruin my reputation, you know?
Suppose I'd never forgive myself for that.
That's right.
So I tried this pin the tail on the donkey kind of a thing, and the problem with that is you favor either high or low or left or right, so then I just blindfolded myself and threw darts at it.
Not much luck there, huh?
No. These type of killers, they always have a pattern. The problem here is that the locations, the victims, there is no pattern. It's completely random.
Oh, no. No matter how one tries to randomize, a pattern always creeps in. Even in nature, nothing is random. Only man can create them mathematically.
Well, that's why I'm thinking that you can study this and you can come up with some kind of numerical or astronomical pattern.
So, I need to translate all these murder sites into numbers.
How many digits?
Oh, 4 or 5. Even more is fine.
Well, okay, let's say 4 numbers. The first 2 numbers would be the grid coordinates of the previous murders, and the second 2 numbers would be letters of the alphabet. A is 01, B is 02, so on and so forth. And so the 13th killing was in grid number 28, and it took place here at the letter T, which would be 20. So that's 2820.
Good. I have to steal a few minutes with the Cray supercomputer. If no pattern comes up, and it is truly random, then he must be using a random numbers table. There are many of them. I myself have created several pure ones.
Well, would you call us if you find anything?
Well, what a nice change of pace.
Try and get up, and we could go jump on and off some boats together.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, but can I finish my set, please?
Oh, sure, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what can I say? I matured kind of early. Yo, ain't nothing violent on there, though. I'm just a thief.
Strictly a neighborhood guy, huh?
Yeah, you can kind of say that, I guess.
You could talk to me about Felix's grocery store.
Nah, hold up, wait a minute. I don't know nothing about that kind of stuff, all right? I steal cars. It's all right there in front of you.
There's a few burglary charges
Oh, come on,
here.
those are like incidentals, all right? And never an apartment, stores, no people. Which I copped to a misdemeanor because the DA didn't have a case against me. Hey, yo, I'm serious, lady. I don't know nothing about no killings, all right? I steal cars. Only the insurance company gets burned.
How ethical.
Yeah.
Well, you better listen up, because a few years of your life are at stake here. I got you on 2 counts of auto theft, all right? That's 3 to 5 years. The DA may lighten up a little bit if I tell him you're a decent guy, but I gotta have a reason to say that. Motivate me here.
We can get rid of one of these grand larceny charges?
No. No lies. But some nice things to say to the DA who may be willing to offer a plea.
A plea? That don't sound like I'm getting much.
Then don't do it. But when the DA and I go over this rap sheet, I'll tell him that you could have been a real big help. But you weren't.
All right. Come on, hold up. Wait a minute. All right, I heard some stuff. All right, I don't know if it's true, but you know, you hear stuff. Brothers dealing guns. Hey, yo, I can get you a big old cannon, you know, one scope and a laser light and the whole night. All right, okay. In the grocery, they sell a money beef with Felix. Okay? Emptying the register was like this last-minute thing, make it look like a robbery. You're looking for a badass named Keith.
Put your hands on the roof, Keith.
Who are you?
It's not your business. I want to talk to you about Felix's place.
Hey, man, I don't know nobody.
Now, don't give me that stuff. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. What's he want? Ask him about Felix's store. You gonna put him away? See who he is first. Retired cop. Protected Felix, maybe? Maybe. It's dumb to put away a cop. Even a retired one. He just needs a strong message.
On Dream Home, the hazards and traps, renovating the trickiest of rooms.
Our couples are tackling the bathroom and laundries.
Which family's unique design will win your vote? The Dream Home Challenge, 7:30 Tuesday on 9.
Welcome to Telstra, this is Katie. I try and tell them as much as I can.
Fantastic, Mr. Gray.
Keeping them informed.
Competitive packaging.
I'm here, I'm waiting, give us a call.
For tomorrow only, Kmart has 15% off store-wide, all with no deposit lay-by. So get into Kmart, because we think 15% off is just what you need.
Hello, possums. Here I am in a big apple, where they think I am the biggest thing ever to have come out of Australia. Well, I'd like to introduce an even bigger Australian name to you now, Les. Tell them about the big new Toyota Avalon.
Oh, it's a big V6 built for the greatest little humdinger of a country in the world, Australia. In the same class as a Falcon or Commodore.
Only much classier.
Avalon Drive and you'll never turn back.
Join the revolution and set your home phone free with Orange One at your nearest Tandy store. Orange One lets your home phone go mobile, and you can see it, touch it and try it today at Tandy, your revolutionary telephone store. Yahoo?
Hurry in for more of what you want with Coles Better Buys. Like Fab Total and Cold Power 1 kilo, aloe $3.68, save $1.06. And better savings on Pink Lady apples, now only $1.98 a kilo.
When you get through that phone, welcome to Telstra, this is Ben. Great people like myself, willing to talk to you, one bill, that sort of stuff. Excellent. I just have a bit of a joke with them and go, yeah, no worries, and just help them out. No dramas.
8 o'clock Tuesday on True.
So nice to meet you.
Just how are they using a remote control to turn Mimi on and on and on?
Yes, yes, yes.
The Drew Carey Show, 8 o'clock Tuesday on 9.
Hey, Dad, what happened?
Well, you damn near got him killed. That's what happened.
What are you talking
Would
about?
you keep your voice down? He's finally sleepy. I've been encouraging him to track down Eugene's shooters.
No, I've been helping him. So what? Why shouldn't I?
Well, it's a violation of department policy to run a private investigation because this is exactly what can happen. Now, he didn't even want me to call a doctor, and we both know why. So where'd you dig up the lead on the people he went after? Damn it, Tyler, you answer me when I ask you a question.
I arrested a car thief on my way home. I got some information from him.
And you shared it with a civilian. That's exactly what he is. And that's another violation of department policy. Any supervisor would file a formal complaint and have you run off the force.
Oh, and you'd love that, wouldn't you, Mr. Righteous?
No, I wouldn't love it because I wouldn't report it. Tyler, in the department there are rules.
Hey, pipe down. Neighbors will call the police.
Oh, Grandpa. Oh, my God.
Keep your sympathy verbal. I can't take any more body contact. I heard all that down there. You're picking on her, Tom. Grandpa. If you're looking to blame somebody, you blame me. Don't blame her. You did the right thing, Tyler.
I'm not so sure, Grandpa.
Did.
The Cray found not a hint of a pattern. I went into the online services that personal computer users subscribe to. They make available random numbers tables. The Cray found an exact match in a sequence in the von Gerhardt chart. Now, here are the 15 numbers, in sequence corresponding to the killings on your map. It is exact. He is working off the von Gerhardt chart.
So what's the 16th number?
4519.
45S.
Yes. I went to the trouble of blowing that part of the map up for you.
That's a lot of area. Looks doable.
Well, now that we know where, Thomas, when?
Sometime this week.
And how do you know that?
Because he's shortening the interval between killings. Why? Is there something you know?
Well, I had the computer do a sophisticated analysis of his dates. I come up with Friday.
What's with this psychic you've turned to, Carr?
He's a doctor of mathematics. He's world class. Here's a set of numbers that I drew up. Now, this is city map coordinates for this guy's 15 killings. So I went to Dr. Patriarch, and he searched cyberspace for any set of numbers like these. And he came up with this.
This is true? This hasn't been fudged in any way?
Absolutely pure.
And this 16th number on the doctor's list, where is it?
It's an area around Reunion Arena.
Any idea when?
Oh, no guarantees, but it looks like Friday.
Good show. Pick anybody you want for backup. And what about decoys?
The females will be his most tempting victims, so I'll need 2 volunteers. All right. Listen up, everybody. I'm just going to go over a few of the points the lieutenant already briefed you on. Try and stay awake, everybody. All right, we're going to be having 2 decoys. One on the bridge. Two decoys, one on the bridge, one in the parking lot. Each of you will have 4 backups. And you'll be wearing a microphone and a transmitter, so you'll be able to keep us informed about who's out there, what they're doing, what's happening. Who looks like what? Now, you're not going to be able to hear us, so you're going to be on your own as far as knowing what's going on around you. That means you stay sharp, and that means you back up so you stay sharp. If everyone stays cool, I think it'll be just fine. That's it. Officer Harris, would you stay for a second? Okay, Tyler, what's going on?
I'm your decoy. They came to my substation for volunteers, so here I am.
Now, why the hell did you volunteer?
Because I'm a cop. And this is the kind of work I came on the job to do.
This job is a test of character. This is the acid test of character.
Don't talk to me about character. Right? What do you know about character? What do you know about giving away a child? Or your own flesh and blood?
What I did